It's the first of the month. It's the first of the month. I brought the mic out, everybody. We got the mic out. You feel me? You feel me? We got the mic out. You feel me? You feel me? IG, YouTube, what's going on, man? It's the first of the month, man. I got the mic out, man. What we doing, man? What we talking about? What we talking about, y'all? What we talking about? Let's get into some vibes. Let's get into some vibes. Happy first of the month, everybody. Happy pre-weekend. Happy Jupiter Day. All right. Happy Jupiter Day. YouTube, IG, what's going on? Alien Moon Mom. Hey, family, made it to the live speaker. The student is ready. All right, all right. Antonia in the building. All right. Unicorn Healing in the building. Queen Rosa. Lil B, Lil Bizzo, Trey, what's good, Trey? What's good, family? Mom Filoni. All right, all right. All right, happy first. Bell Papi Loud in the building. Sex and Stardust in the building. All right, family. Happy first of the month, y'all. All right. Happy September. We're entering the fall phase. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be biased and say that's my one of my favorite seasons. All right. I guess that's obvious. But we're entering a whole different shift of energy. What's going on? Yeah, so I just want to get into some energies for the first of the month, chop it up with y'all. All right. I'm a stream on IG. You feel me? Yeah, Labor Day and all that and all that. I'm a stream on IG, all the energies, but then there's just like a couple of current energies mixed in with a little dash of celebrity astrology topics I want to get into. All right. See what y'all think about a little bit of energies dealing with some little hot topics and celebrities going on. But first, let's see what's going on with September. Let's see what we got going on with September. So first of all, happy solar return to all my Virgos in the building. Happy solar return to all my Virgos in the building. Go ahead and take a sip. Go ahead and take a sip of something brown. Go ahead, pull out the little douce. You probably got like 3 shots left in your little kitchen cabinet. You probably got a little 3 shots left of douce. You were saving it for a little pre-turned up just in case. Probably got a little hen dog in there, a little leftover hen dog. Go ahead and take a sip for one of my Virgos. Go ahead, throw a $10 bill in the air. Stop playing. Happy solar return to my guys. All right, happy solar return to you. All right, go ahead, throw a $20 bill in the air. Shit. If you got it like that, throw a $100 bill in the air. But if you throwing a $100 bill in the air, just let me know where you live at. Just let me know where your address at, where you throw it at, so I can be there to catch that. Times is hard. Times is hard, y'all. Shit, if you got it like that, if you throw money in the air, let my Capricorn moon head ass come snatch that motherfucker right up. Got all these heavy ass energies in these earth signs and shit. Pluto been fucking shit up in Capricorn for a couple of years. Uranus done been fucking shit up in Taurus for a couple of years. And then Uranus done been getting extremely stimulated in the past couple of months. You feel me? Now we got Virgo turned up. You feel me? So Virgo don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Virgo gets to criticize everybody right now. We can't say nothing about it. And at the same time, we know Virgo's smart as hell. So that's why it's annoying as hell when they criticize us, because they really be right. A lot of the most critical, a lot of the signs in the zodiac that's highly critical. If we really break it down, a lot of them be right a lot of the times. Virgo, Aquarius. You feel me? Hold on, we about to get into some energy. Let me throw my specs on here. Throw this place. We get into some energy, y'all. Ain't chopping up. Yeah, but shout out to all my Virgos in the building. Throw a $20 bill, $50 bill, $100 bill in the air. If you're throwing a $100 bill in the air, let me know where you at so I can scoop it out. All right, happy first of the month. Hope all my Virgos is doing well out there. I hope all my mutable signs is holding it down right now. Okay, shout out to all my mutable signs. So all my Sagittarius in the building, all my Pisces in the building. All right, all my Geminis in the building. Hope y'all Gucci. You feel me? Get a little bit of extra meditation in, a little bit of extra breath work in. Okay. Learn how to be a little bit more settled, a little bit more present right now. Can't be too much on the move, too much on the go right now. We're dealing with that mutable earth energy. So y'all like to move. Y'all, those signs right there like to travel. All the mutable signs move. All right. All the mutable signs like to move, right? We know that they're the most quote unquote flexible, adaptable, right? So they're able to relate to different faces, different places, different energies. Pisces is just flexible with the emotions because it's water. Gemini is flexible with sharing and exchanging ideas and communication, right? Virgo is able to do it from a structured point of view, understanding how to organize, build, put things together, see what doesn't work, see the detail of things. That's how it's flexible. And then we have Sagittarius when it comes to the philosophies, different outlooks, perspectives, And with all that being said, right now, that's why I'm shouting out all my mutable signs, making sure y'all all Gucci, because that Virgo energy is gonna make y'all. It's not trying to restrict y'all movement, but y'all got to move in a more orderly fashion right now. Okay, so obviously we all do, because we're all under Sun and Virgo influences at the moment. So we all got to be a bit more detail oriented, a bit more routine, a bit more in the present, right? Taking care of responsibilities, being in the energy or carrying the mindset of understanding, it's okay not to try to conquer so much in a day, but if you understand, if you get just a percentage done every day in a consistent manner, you feel me? And if you're doing what you're doing well, you're not rushing through it, that hour of work you're putting into what you're working in, you're executing it, with high energy or concentration, etc. You're doing things in a more patterned way. This is what Virgo energy is dealing with. So when you got that Sagittarius and Gemini axis that rules travel and rules movement, y'all asses don't know how to stay still. Y'all one of the signs that they just be calling ADD. They just be saying y'all have ADHD. You know how Dr. Umar be out here. Listen, if y'all really pay attention to Dr. Umar, he states that he's somewhat of a psychologist, right? And he talks about special education and how in the special education system, they just be saying your child's special education. If they ain't really got no guardians, no parents to really say nothing about it, that motherfucker gonna have a helmet on. Hey, I miss y'all. Listen, I grew up in the Bronx. Y'all not about to sit here and tell me anything. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just going off what Dr. Umar talking about. All right? They tried that shit with me too. What the fuck is you talking about? All right? Listen, Dr. Umar said, if you ain't got a real guardian, you from the trenches, you ain't got nobody to say, listen, my child not going no goddamn special education. My child's bright. Y'all ain't just go toss my child anywhere. If that child ain't got nobody to have his backbone like that child gonna be up in special education. You feel me? They tried that shit with me. You feel me? I moved to the Bronx at an early age. They throw me some shit called inclusion. I was like, what the fuck that mean? I'm going to 6th grade, like, what the fuck that mean? What is that? Inclusion, what that mean? Include me into what? It's like inclusion. It's like it's special education, but it's like 50%. It's like, y'all niggas is ed, but y'all not like ed. Like we was right next door to the special ed motherfuckers. You feel me? We was right next door to their ass. So some of y'all was in that motherfucker. Some of y'all was in there. See, y'all think just because y'all ain't see me or hear from you a little bit, I was gonna come back with some half-ass energy. Some of y'all was in there. All right? Wear it proudly. Look at you today. You're blossoming, you're blooming, you're learning, you're spiritually expanding. You feel me? You're working, you're getting a paycheck. It's Thursday, you're getting paid tomorrow. All right? You came from the helmet. Remember where you came from. But just like Dr. Umar said, a lot of them signs that began thrown up in there, or whatnot, or a lot of them kids. See, I'm such an astrology head as I'm saying signs. A lot of them kids that began thrown up in there don't really need no goddamn special education. It's just how the system be bullshitting. How the system take advantage. It's about the resources that's gained from all of that. So I say all of that to say this. I bet you if we look at the list of the children that were wrongly positioned in special education, or they was or they were told they got motherfucking ADD or ADHD tendencies or whatnot, well, that shit is a real thing or not. Because I don't know if they was diagnosing motherfuckers with that shit in ancient civilization. But anyways, I bet you it was a lot of Sagittarius and Geminis in that motherfucker. I bet you. You got Sagittarius in there, Geminis in there, Aries in there. Sagittarius and Gemini don't know how to stay still. Certain signs, you can't just try to keep them to stay still. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You better create an environment for them to move around, or for them to feel like they have some type of space or freedom to move around. Or you're gonna see some rebellious energy come out. Sagittarius, Gemini, one of them. If you are a parent and you have a Sagittarius, Gemini kid, please leave a comment and confirm or leave a testimonial. You having to give their ass a strict ass curfew. Motherfucker get out at 2:10. Your curfew is 2:11 p.m. But my school is an hour away. Listen, boy. Get your ass home early. I ain't gonna be looking around for you all night calling your friends' parents. So you got Sagittarius in there, Geminis in there, Aries in there, ain't got no goddamn self-control. You feel me? Probably got some air signs up in the bunch. Water and earth signs know how to chill. You feel me? Water and earth signs know how to chill. You know, for the most part. For the most part. But I bet you there's some fire air behind it if they got some static, if they chaotic. So shout out to all my earth signs. I mean, all my mutable signs. Hope all my mutable signs is holding it down. Hope all of y'all is feeling all good in this late summer, early fall shift of energy that we're dealing with. All right. Hope you guys are basking in these mutable earth energies well. Let's just jump into some current energy. So I really want to go through, since I haven't really touched on a lot of the transits in the air, I want to go over the, more significant transits. Just break down how they may just have, brief influences on all the signs. I'm probably going to group them by elements and modalities. And let's see what's going on in the month of April. And like I said, I'm going to continue to stream on YouTube with a mix of like current events mixed with like some celebrity topics. I know there's a lot going on with certain celebrities. So I just want to touch up on some energies of some of these people personally. All right. Got a lot going on with Britney Griner. Got a lot going on with this guy named Andrew Tate. I forgot what else. I got a little list. But all right, let's see what's going on in September. Looking at my notes from April. Okay. All right. So the first significant transit we got September 5th, Venus entering Virgo. Let me pull up. Actually, hold on. Let me pull up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Say that because we can turn up earth signs. But I'm a Sag child. I didn't even read it. I'm sorry. I didn't even read y'all comments when I was talking about that Umar John, about that special education John. But I'm a Sag child. They didn't pay attention to shit where I had to sit. This is why I dance. All that energy had me focused as fuck even to this day. Yep. Whether it's the school system or your placements in some type of shape or form, we all got to learn some form of concentration being in the earth realm. We got to understand that off the rip. Whether special education is doing some kids wrong, just throwing some kids up in there, that don't really need whatever the purpose of quote unquote special education is. You feel me? Whether they're gonna teach you how to be orderly, this whole realm that we live in, whatever you want to call it, realm, world, matrix, this environment, this energetic environment that we're in, this shit is of the earth element. This shit got a strong Saturn presence, this particular space that we're in the solar system. So if there's gonna always be natural struggles, lacking with patience, lacking with concentration, learning to see things grow over time. Like that's just what it is, whether you got earth elements or not. All right. And that's why you have to be very, you have to understand how to interpret things, or let me better yet say, understand how to receive things and digest things when you hear astrologers say certain things about an energy or element. Because it's like, you'll think that you have more of a, naturally, yes, you do have more of an advantage, quote unquote, dealing with being more patient, more structured, more in the present, if you have a lot of earth placements, right? Hypothetically speaking, quote unquote. But, have you ever had a friend or a family member, or, somebody that you knew that was maybe talented at something or had a gift for something, and it was pretty obvious to you or others, and they slacked at it, or somebody that has some form of knowledge or wisdom or experience with something, and they slacked with that, or they didn't apply that? So it's the same thing with our placements. You be listening to some shit about your earth placements, about this, that, yeah, we all good with that. We all this, that, third. Water placements, yeah, we all into it, this, that, and the third. But every time your motherfucking intuition button kick, you don't never trust it though. Intuition strong as hell, but you could last 7 times you was crying about some shit. You ain't trust it. So, we have to know how to hold ourselves accountable as to how we sleep on our ability to apply our quote unquote natural energies, or how we don't apply them at all. All right. So that's on September 5th. Okay, there we go. Let me pull up my energy. Sorry, y'all. Let me just pull them up on YouTube real quick. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on iJizzle, because this is the place to bizzle. All right. Happy first to everybody. Share screen. You okay? You okay? All right. There we go. There we go. There we go, family. All right. Why? I don't know why I can't make this little shit bigger. Shit, man, small. All right. So first up, what we got going on? So we got Venus entering Virgo on the 5th. That's really the first most significant thing going on. We got Venus right now cusping the end of Leo. So we have Venus transit in Leo. Shout out to all the fixed signs in the building. When it comes into love matters, dealing with our value system, what we like and what we love, dealing with things that we may overindulge into. All of those things had heavy influence on a lot of you guys to express a lot of these things. I think I was saying this early when Venus was entering Leo, especially when I was getting into Scorpio placements, when I was getting into Taurus placements and Aquarius placements. So if you guys are dealing, if those 3 placements are dealing with sun, moons, or risings, are dealing with significant relationships within the past couple of months or whatnot, with that Venus and Leo, it may have been a lot of times that you were feeling a friction or feeling a influence or a push in order to express how you feel, display it, take action on it, put it into the light in some type of shape or form. Let what you value be seen in some type of form with Venus and Leo. All right, shout out to all the fire signs, because y'all may have been the ones overdoing it. If somebody's gonna overdo something, it's gonna be it's gonna be a fire sign. Let me stop, because it's gonna come off like I'm picking on everybody today. But with Venus and fire, right? That means the fire signs are the ones that's catching a lot of the natural positive Venus boost, right? It's hitting the trine signs. So when it comes to Aries and Sagittarius, hopefully y'all didn't manipulate this energy in order to force others to express how they feel, and then to be able to be in a dominated position or whatnot. Maybe you've been dealing with somebody like that. Maybe they got some fire placements. They felt like maybe they could be more dominant with things with love matters, or be more forceful with having things wanting to be seen with their love matters. So that's a little bit what may have been going on with that Venus and Leo energy. But other than that, we're still basking with that influence since the sun been out of it. So Venus still deals with connecting, nurturing, relating, right? Understanding, supporting, appreciating. So with it in Leo, we're still doing that with creative matters. It's just that with all these, with the sun being right there in Virgo, no matter how creative we feel about things right now, no matter where our feelings and emotions are about things, with the sun in Virgo, we always have to be steady with how we jump on things. Even though the sun is just moving into the second decan, what's the sun? 9 degrees Virgo. So it's moving into 10 degrees Virgo. So now we're moving into more of the, what's that? Mercury, motherfucking Saturn. Now we're moving into the more Saturn influence, the Saturn Capricorn influence portion of Virgo. So if I'm using the word steady and patient, this section of it, these Virgos, if you a Virgo sun or moon between, see, I was just thinking about this earlier too. Yeah, I was laughing in my head because I was just thinking about signs that's mad cheap, placements that's mad cheap. Hold on to their resources. Don't like just spending resources without a thought or whatnot. I was thinking about this earlier and I started laughing in my head. And when you look at like the Virgo energy, there's definitely gonna be Virgos ain't just comfortable with just splurging like that, even if they got it like that. Even if they got it, you're not really about to just see a Virgo just like splurge like that. You might see that shit a little bit more from like a Taurus for real. You might see a little bit more from a Taurus for real. And on top of that, a Taurus might just do it, in order to send subliminal messages, statements, or use it in a form of expression for real. Taurus deal with materialism, so they're gonna like to express themselves a lot of times through, what they're driving, what they're wearing, jewelry, designer, blah blah blah. But with all that being said, when you got this Saturn section of Virgos, if you ever met a Virgo and it's like you know them friends, before you ask them for $1 or $5, you already know, like, boy, I shouldn't even ask them. Like, they're about to be slow. They about to make a big deal about it. Like, they gonna make me be tight that I'm even asking them for $5. They gonna make me feel like a bum ass nigga right now. That's probably one of them Virgos within this Saturn section right here. These serious ass Virgos. Whenever you go, always take that into account when we're looking into degrees, family. Always take that into account. We can get into fixed stars. We can get into different influences of degrees and constellations that's influencing degrees and constellations, right? Mars about to transit Aldebaran, the fixed star Aldebaran, within a couple of days. That's gonna be a crazy energy leading into the week or whatnot. All right, I'm gonna hover over that, but yeah. We can't play right now with this little this middle Virgo section right here. This first 10 degrees was ruled by Mercury. So it's the more young, excited, excited, positive, happy thinker, right? It's Mercury. Mercury's a young boy, young, energetic boy. You feel me? He finna hit puberty in a couple of years. But he ain't there yet. Mercury ain't there yet. he looking at Mars. He looking at Mars. You feel me? Like, damn, hey Mars, how old is it gonna take till I start getting my hair on my chest and shit like that? Girls like that shit. You feel me? Mercury, that's the little brother. You feel me? So when you younger, you ain't that programmed yet. You feel me? You ain't that motherfucking indoctrinated in shit. The school system, work, society, matrix, the motherfucking fear tactics, religion, all that shit ain't get you. You young, you living life. So Mercury's more of a positive hyper energy when we look at like characteristics or temperaments of influences of this Virgo constellation. All right. So this first 10 degrees was us being able to process our thoughts, process our ideas about structuring, starting to really feel more what needs more order or what we haven't been seeing the detail of. Possibly being very critical of ourselves recently, this first section within Virgo, because having this strong Mercury influence, it just is a lot of things that you can't miss about yourself or others or your relationship or work. It's highly critical about every motherfucking thing, especially if you have, alignments that's harmonizing or not even harmonizing. Let's just say aspecting for real. You got placements that's aspecting Mercury and Virgo, then that shit is on your mind right now. You got to kind of remind yourself like, hey, okay, whether there's a lot of good ideas, whether there's a lot of creative juices flowing, right? Mercury, the mind, ideas, thinking, thoughts, seeing the transition to things, seeing the potential of things, right? Mind games, gossip lines, a lot of things we could talk about when it gets into Mercury energy, but yeah, I get the point. But with all of that being said, you know, whether it's good ideas, positive things, or a lot of, you know, overly negative criticizing, whether that makes sense or not, you know, overwhelming self-critical analysis. All right. Whether either shift, you still got to be able to be in the present and process your thoughts at the moment and make note of things. Because whenever there's strong Mercury influences, we're going to be picking up on a lot of things, especially the house that we have Virgo in, and the house Mercury is transiting. So if you have placements in earth signs, right? Let's say you got Venus in Taurus, Venus in Capricorn. Oh yeah, you're not missing a note, a vibe, a sentence within your relationships right now. You know, if you have like a Venus in the earth sign placement, you know, if you have the moon in the earth sign placement, you know, it's naturally connecting to Mercury. Mercury's picking up on ideas about all of those things. It's seeing the details to all of those things. All right. Now, if you have planets in mutable signs, those things, you being forced, you gonna manifest situations to feel forced to think about those things, forced to situate those things, organize those things. If you have planets in Gemini, planets in Pisces, planets in Sagittarius, you feel me? Right now we got Mars in Virgo. So shit, Mars is 7 degrees. Mars 7 degrees in Gemini. The sun is 9 degrees in Virgo. They clashing right now. So when it comes to relationships, when it comes to communication, there's a lot of extremes going on with that by default with Mars and Gemini. I was joking, thinking about me talking about Mars and Gemini today for real, because I just started reflecting back on, you know, even though it's a little early, Mars is 7 degrees. You know, Mars does move a tad bit slower than the inner planets when we look at the sun, Venus, right? So I'm like, damn, I feel like people are really, in a sense, like people just don't got the time for people's shit. Like Mars and Gemini, they move quickly. Gemini energy moves quickly by itself. So if you have placements in Gemini, you do things fast with that planet. You got the sun in Gemini, you take action on things very quick. You know, you got the moon in Gemini, you may react to things very quick, you know, and not even more so just react to taking action, but your thoughts. So you put a lot of heavy significance on a lot of different forms of reactions. This is why it could come off as you being impulsive or spontaneous a lot of times if you're a moon in Gemini, you feel me? Because you could look at something like, yeah, I was just reacting to how I was thinking about something in the moment for real, but I didn't even really know if I was really feeling it until later. You start like, damn, I wasn't really feeling that shit. I just thought it was the right thing to do. So the moon and Gemini get a little tricky, you feel me? But if you got like Venus and Gemini, you got Venus in Gemini. If you got Venus in Gemini, your charm, you know, when it comes to your ability to be charming or, you know, relate to others, compromise. And let's not even use compromise for now, but let's just say on an intimate level, relating to others, right? On an intimate level, whatnot, with Venus and Gemini. Gemini has a sense of charisma when Venus starts to play a factor with Gemini. So, you know, a lot of these people, the way they communicate or they relate, you know, a lot of the times they can know that they kind of have you in their pocket before you even do anything, just by your reactions, just by how you communicate back, just by how you reply to things. With Venus and Gemini, it has a real touch on things dealing with communication in an intimate way, you know. But at the same time, they could kind of, you know, be a little bit impulsive in relationships. So what's going on divinely magical? They could be a little impulsive in relationships too, because you know, there's just a lot of thoughts with Gemini energy, you know. It's mutable, is mutable air. So you're gonna take a lot of different thoughts into consideration. My thoughts, their thoughts, the news thoughts, my parents' thoughts, my siblings' thoughts, the niggas in the down in the corner thoughts. Let's mix it all up and see what we come up with. AKA I'm a Gemini. But with all that being said, Mars is in Gemini right now. So Mars ain't got no patience in Gemini. Mars ain't got no patience at all. You know, we know what time at Mars be on. We know what time at Mars gotta go. So when it's in Gemini, I was really laughing in my head, like, people really ain't got no patience, ain't really got no time dealing with others. You know, if you get that, why you ain't text? People not even caring about the why you leaving my shit on scene? Why ain't text me back? Motherfuckers not even caring about that shit. Like, man, you know what? Listen, man. Life is short and I'm young. I ain't finna stress myself. So Mars and Gemini ain't no motherfucking joke. But anyways, so yeah, that's what we got going on with Venus entering shifting. That's what we had going on with Venus in Leo. Now Venus is entering Virgo. So when Venus entering Virgo, I was joking on Instagram at the beginning of the Virgo season. I said, you feel me? Happy solar return to all the Virgos. It's Virgo season. It's time for me to go get into a toxic relationship. It's time for me to go break wreck a happy home. But listen, when I started learning more about Venus and Virgo and the fall, because Venus, once again, Venus falls in Virgo, right? So we kicking off the month, September 5th, Venus entering Virgo, and we have to understand that is a fall state for Virgo. So with that being said, Virgos, please spare me. I'm just trying to get the energies out. I'm just trying to teach a little something. That's all. I don't want to hear it today, Virgos. I really don't. Because lately, in 2022, we've been building a little funny relationship. Like, y'all been low key not feeling me. So don't take this too personal, all right? Just breaking it down a little bit. But when we look at the fall of an energy, right, that's going to be something that kind of it is not going to be somewhat functioning in real time. It's functioning in the subconscious. So it may lack a little bit of let's not say common sense, but in a sense, that planet is more in a subconscious state. So its reactions to things may not seem realistic, or it may be in a daisy state, or it may not do things in more of an appropriate way. It may not understand how to do things in an appropriate way. All right. So when you have Venus and Virgo, we know Venus deal with our love and our our values, right? Intimacy, romance, blah, blah, blah. It's Venus. When Venus is in Virgo, it get a little too critical when it comes to love matters. Get a little too critical. You feel me? So you're dated a Virgo or Venus and Virgo, you know. If you a Venus and Virgo or you a Virgo, you know you. You know you. So at the end of the day, don't get it twisted. What are the properties of the earth element? Right? Foundation, solid. But earth energy is nurturing, right? It is nurturing. A seed needs to be in that foundation, right? In that natural state. It needs to be in that good old soil to grow, to blossom over time. So Venus and Earth signs are some nurturing motherfuckers, but they just a little bit more y'all a little bit more transactional with love. I've got that before too. Y'all can be a little transactional with love, especially if you got like Venus in Earth signs, and you got other Earth placements. Yeah, y'all make a motherfucker feel like he got to sign his W-2 or some shit on the first date, fucking with your ass. Earth signs, Venus and Earth signs a lot of the time. After the first date, a nigga be like, all right, I be waiting for your call back to see if I got the job in this motherfucker head ass, fucking with an Earth sign. Like, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? Okay, so how old are you now? All right, so how much you make a year? How much kids you want to have? Motherfucker, is you Kevin Samuels? The fuck? Like, am I getting interviewed here? Bitch, we at Roof Chris. What doing all this other shit? I'm trying to see if you finna come back to the spot tonight. That's what I'm trying to see. How that steak taste? The fuck? Venus, this is Venus and Earth. Ain't wasting no time with shit. I'm not wasting my time when it comes to how I relate. You feel me? These feelings and emotions. I barely do that. So when I do that, I'm gonna take my time and be pretty precise. I'm gonna make sure it makes sense when it comes to what I'm getting out of this relationship. Marriage is a business. This is Venus and Earth. This is Venus and Earth, what we talking about right now. You feel me? This is what we talking about right here. Transactional motherfuckers. I should go back to my Venus and Virgo video on YouTube, and that's what I should retitle, motherfuckers. Y'all know sometimes I be putting little titles next to things. Scorpio in the fifth house, creative, the dark creative one, whatever. That's why I should go change that shit right now. Venus and Virgo, quote unquote. The transactional motherfuckers. Hey yo, I fucks with Venus and Earth signs. No bullshit, dog. Listen. You don't be out here playing with your heart. Don't be out here playing with your heart. Motherfucker think they about to come play games for the Venus and Earth sign and be like, damn, okay, if I'm finna manipulate this motherfucker, I gotta come another way right now. This shit gonna be that easy. A motherfucker can't just play games with you. Everything is a little bit more sturdy, hard to push when it enters Earth. So that's just the overlay of Venus being in the Earth sign, right? But once again, don't forget that sense of nurture, right? That sense of support. And now that's added towards what you want to build, okay? What you're trying to get into order so we can manifest opportunities to receive support when it comes to Virgo-like things when Venus enters Virgo, or the house that you have Virgo in, all right? Now, when we get into the fall state about Venus and Virgo, you know, Venus is just, it gets real critical about the value system. So we're pushed to see if we're wasting time with things that we like or we love and relationship matters and whatnot, all right? You know, you're forced to be more serious about these things, okay? You start looking at a situationship like, what the fuck is the value of this? And how I could be using this time and energy to be supporting something else. That's how Venus gets down in Virgo. Because if you ever fucked with a Venus in Virgo, like I said, there's a heavy sense of concentration that comes into Virgo energy, right? This is so Virgo, washing dishes and listening to you. Listen, mutable energy. You feel me? If anybody finna multitask, it's finna be my Mutable Jones. You feel me? Shout out to the Mutable Jones. But with all that being said, you feel me? With Venus and with Venus entering Virgo, if we're being influenced to support and put some love and some nurture and connect and bring some understanding, some possible solutions, you know, some healing towards things in that house that Virgo's in. If we've been doing that with things that don't quote unquote make sense, earth signs, then, you know, that's how we're going to manifest some funny situations. But what I wanted to say about Venus and Virgo is if you know a Venus and Virgo, they are pretty extreme with love matters. So whenever a planet falls onto that fall or exaltation axis, because once again, we know we have to, these planets, these signs, they're on axis, right? So we always have to consider the sister sign or the opposite sign, whatever you want to call it. So shit, with Venus being in that exaltation space, what is Venus seeing from an opposite perspective being in Virgo? She's seeing Pisces, right? She's seeing Pisces. All right. So now we're looking at the opposite vision of Venus. So, you know, if you see what's opposite, it's what you feel like, what you're attracting, really. So it's gonna be what Venus feel like she could see the potential of. So Venus gonna be able to see the dream in her love matters, or in the potential of the things that she does value. Whether you're valuing creative endeavor, whatever you're valuing in the house we have Virgo in. But at the end of the day, it's in Virgo. It's in Virgo. So we have to deal with that friction of trying to see how to routine or get things in order with the potential of what we're seeing with Venus looking at the opposite, which is her exaltation space, where she loved to be, Pisces, where she get to do whatever the fuck she want to do. All right. But in Virgo, you got to get way more critical. So you dating a Venus in Virgo or Virgo. This is why they so goddamn, this is why they real extreme with things with love matters. Where you going? What? Okay, so you going out to that party? What time you finna come back? Why you coming back so late? Don't you got work in the morning? So you got a Venus and Virgo questioning you like this. You may not have somebody like, it may come off intense to you or whatnot, but that ass in their head, they really trying to make sense of what they feel like matters the most for you. But it'll come off real interrogative, if that's a word. You feel me? It'll come off like that. So the love language of the Venus in Virgo comes with that. Understand that. And this is the natural nature of things that Virgos may display when they're in love. You know, if they love you, they're going to criticize you. If they love you, they're going to try to make sure you're on your A game as far as what makes sense or how you got the routines and patterns in order in your life. But if that's a Virgo that ain't really that situated, that unorganized or whatnot, you feel me? Then they got their little ways of getting a little moody in a way, you know, because they want to be the example of that naturally. You know, that's certain signs. Every sign, we could say certain signs are really prideful, but every sign has something that they're prideful about. Every zodiac sign, every motherfucker zodiac sign. All right. So that's something that'll tie into that with Virgos that they real prideful for. A Virgo, like I promise you, like, see, I'm a little chaotic, sneaky ass, a little I'm using astrology for a little funny joke sometimes. So I'll know somebody's energies and I'll pick on it. So watch. If you have somebody with heavy Virgo placements, do something around, like participate in some activity with them or something. It could be anything. It could be anything. You feel me? And like criticize how they criticize how they do it. They could have did it really good, but like make a negative critique on it. Like, yeah, you could have did that shit, but it could be whatever. It could be whatever, and just act like you serious. See how they can't just shake that shit off. Like, see how they can be like, what you mean? What you mean like that shit not fire? You feel me? It's like, I mean, we both went to the paint and sip. Like the instructor was showing us how to paint. Like, how your paint come out like that? He's like, what you mean? What part? It's like, look at the mountain part. Like, what you mean? Like, they gonna get real serious. Virgo. So every sign got what they prideful about. You feel me? They just Virgo go take that critique serious as a motherfucker. They could go to sleep like motherfucker tell me I can't paint. This shit is not rocket science. You watching the motherfucker? I'm in school for rocket science. So how hard is it watching them motherfucker paint some shit on the wall and I'm following what they're doing? It's not even like I'm creating from scratch. I'm following them. And my fucking kid could do that. This is a Virgo in their fucking head. Who the fuck is them to tell me that the mountains was fucked up on my shit? Motherfucker said my shit look like a volcano. Bitch, it's Mount Everest. It ain't no motherfucking volcano. You feel me? Motherfucker try to roast my shit. Nigga say your shit look like an island. Where the mountains? So yeah, the love nature gets very critical with Venus and Virgo. Believe you can reach the potential with the things that you love and the things that you value, not you teaching us how to be toxic. See, I was about to just leave Venus and Virgo into the next transit, but you brought up toxic. This transit is I made a joke on Instagram saying, you know, it's Virgo season, time for me to wreck a happy home, get in a toxic relationship. This is a toxic placement. This is a toxic placement among many toxic influences in the zodiac. Among many toxic placements. Aries to motherfucking Pisces can all be toxic, but shit, there is just certain mixtures of energies in the solar system. When they come together, oh boy, they can create a little mess in the toxic department. And that's what the fuck we got going on with Venus and Virgo. That's one of them right there. That's one of them right there. Sometimes Venus and Virgo don't know they being toxic. See, that's the thing. I'm gonna give certain people the benefit of the doubt. Some people don't know they being toxic. They just ended up being toxic because y'all went too far in the situation. Y'all ain't really realize y'all low key ain't have a best friend be like, yo, you going too far. You ain't had that little angel pop up on your shoulder. It's just a demon. You feel me? So I'm gonna let y'all slide. Venus and Virgo fake don't know how they toxic because they just go a little too far and shit. They critique of the shit go a little too far. How they try to fix some shit go a little too far. Some shit you need to just listen. Life is hard, y'all. Let me. Y'all look me in my eyes in this moment. Life hard. All right. Everybody, stop what you're doing. All right. Some of y'all playing with your kids right there. Somebody said they're doing dishes. Why they is stop what you're doing? Life is hard, y'all. All right. So when we dealing with certain things, you gotta learn to just sleep on it. You just gotta learn to sleep on it. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to go to sleep and be like, oh, you know what? I got a ceiling over my head. You feel me? God, I believe in God, so I'm waking in the morning. Shit gonna be better. It's all good. Sometimes you just gotta learn to sleep on them. Just sleep on the motherfucker. Venus and Virgos can't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that. Sleep on what? Sleep on what? I had an 8 hours sleep last. I'm good. I'm ready to go. Restless head ass Virgos is restless. I'm bugging. It's Virgo season. I'm bugging. I can't even be flaming y'all like that. It's y'all season. I'm bugging right now. These energies are not. Virgo season gonna end up making me have a fucked up first week. A weekend just gonna be ass. My weekend going into next week. I'm like, yo, what's goddamn. Ever since that live stream, booted my car. My rent went up. Insurance policy went up. What the fuck did I do? It's gonna be somebody who's a Virgo in my life gonna come tell me my dreams. Like, that's what you get, nigga. You on that live stream trying to entertain everybody with your funny astrology jokes. All right. Make sure you got some nice shit to say next live. Make sure you got some nice shit to say next live stream. All right, Mr. Lucky Libra. All right. That Virgo energy done had it with my ass in 2022. So all I'm gonna say, I spent way too much time on Venus and Virgo, but all I'm gonna say is when September 5th, all right, September 5th, we early in it. September 1st, happy first of the month. But all I'm saying is once Venus enters Virgo, when it comes to love matters, learn to sleep on it certain nights. This advice may save your life, all right? Learn to sleep on it. It'll pass over. It'll be a new day. The sun and the moon, they rotate spaces. They go up and down in this motherfucker. You be all right. All right. What we got next up? September 9th. See, we ain't playing in September. Mercury is going motherfucking retrograde in the motherfucker. All right. So we got Mercury in revision mode. And where's Mercury at right now? In Libra. All right. And what Libra deal with? Relationships, communication, cardinal air. So y'all ideas is cool, but my idea is really the shit we should really be talking about and the plan. See, motherfuckers don't be wanting to talk about all that part of Libra right there. That's the cardinal. This is the cardinal energy here. It's cardinal air. Yeah, y'all plans, y'all ideas is cool and shit. Yeah, I'm the relationship sign. I'm supposed to relate and compromise with y'all. That's what they say about me, right? I relate. I'm cool. I balance with y'all. But now my idea is the shit though. Let me lead with my idea. You feel me? Or at least give my idea some praise. Cardinal signs always want some praise about some shit out this moment. Motherfucking Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra. In some type of way, cardinal signs. In some type of way. Y'all asses want some praise about some shit. So, anyways, but Mercury's in Libra, so this throws what? Relationships on the mind. The house that you have Libra in, which usually has a lot of things going on with relationship influences and possibly interaction and connecting with others in that house. That house is stimulated with that by default, or it's probably a lot of things. You probably have a lot of valued relationships in that house with Venus and that Libra influence in there. But with all that being said, Mercury's in there, so we're all real critical about things with relationships. Sun is already in Virgo, so that makes us critical about every motherfucking thing. That makes us overthink a lot of things. Once again, it puts the magnifying glass on life when we got the sun in Virgo. So our vision is literally got specs on right now. The sun represents vision. The sun represents what we can see. So if it has a Mercury influence, best believe we have reading glasses when it comes into our consciousness right now. So we ain't missing the details to things going on with what's bringing more stability and foundation to our life, whether it's internally, externally, and everything really is inward, outward. All right. So if something's going on in your motherfucking life, that shit your fault. All right. I'm sorry. I just gotta tell you, that shit your fault. Okay. If somebody else ain't die, all right. If it was something else out of your control, all right. I'm sending my love, dead ass. I'm sending healing vibes. But you gotta learn to just be like, damn, I created this mess. I created this shit right here. All right. I created this. The sun in Virgo will help you to see that. And you know what's nice about the sun in Virgo? It will help you to actually start to process a solution in the most practical way. All right. So this is the energy we're dealing with shifting into the fall season, y'all. But now that Venus entering Virgo, that just throws the huge critical influence on things that we actually value. So this is why I jumped off the live saying, concentration is very important right now. But now that Mercury's going retrograde in relationship in Libra, it's time to slow down with relationships. It's going to be a time to slow down with relationships. There's going to be a lot of deja vu, or a lot of reminiscing going on with things dealing with past relationships with Mercury and Libra. We already know the influence that comes with a retrograde energy, y'all, right? But we just have to detect, look at the sign it's in to understand what it is that we're going to be revising. So when we're looking at Mercury retrograde in Libra, we already know relationships already be motherfuckers, all type of exes, situations from the past, whatever pop up during any Mercury retrograde. It don't even motherfucking matter, because Mercury just be communicating and talking and thinking. So if it's in revision mode, somebody that thought they was over your ass is definitely going to realize, like, damn, I've been thinking about this motherfucker the whole past 7 months. I am not over their ass. No, let me call them. It's Mercury, yes, Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I be over there posting jokes and laughing, talking about I was Mercury retrograde. And my ex better not have my phone. Said, no, sometimes it's you. Sometimes it was you. But sometimes ain't nothing wrong with a little closure. Ain't nothing wrong with just, you feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with that sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with revisiting a situation to get a better understanding and turn it into an overstanding. All right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay? So when them situations come across during Mercury and Libra, Mercury being retrograde in Libra, we want to just make sure we embrace those. All right? But we want to make sure that we pass tests on the first try when it comes into things that we should avoid with relationships. We already know Mercury goes into a state of revising during retrogrades, right? So we will be tested with things in relationships. When it came to tests that taught us how to conduct ourselves in relationships, right? Whether it was that relationship that taught you to stand up for yourself some more so things could be more balanced, whether it was that relationship that taught you to express yourself some more so it could be balanced, learn to receive and listen some more so it could be balanced, whatever it was, we may be tested with these things while Mercury's retrograde in Libra. So keep that in mind. And we all know it don't matter what the sign is. It don't matter what the sign is or who we dating, what the elements are. Where they from, there's always some of the same significant kind of energies, influences within all of our relationships. Because we all have influences that come with lifelong things to learn, analyze, embrace, and experience within relationships. So this is just something to keep in mind with Mercury entering Libra. I mean, Mercury going retrograde in Libra. All right, I think I like how I think I'm going to say Libra like that every time I say that motherfucker. Libra. Sound like motherfucker Quagmire or some shit from. But that's what we got going on. Mercury going retrograde on September 9th, y'all. So the house that you got Libra in It's time to retune things in the house. September 10th, full moon in Pisces. All right. We got the full moon going down in Pisces. Y'all know the moon like that water element, right? It likes dealing with some vibrations, with some connection, with some flow, with some rhythm. The moon love that, and it got it going on in nice, dreamy, imaginative Pisces. So it's going to be a nice period as we shift into the fall season. That's going to help us to align our dreams with practical ways of working towards them. All right. Once again, helping us to refine things when it comes into how we can get into practical things, into practical or exercise practical things in our life, exercise practical routines in our life, or ways of working on things in order to support healing, creative endeavors, our imagination, things we see potential in, all of that. But it's the full moon. So we more so got to focus on the sun in Virgo. We don't want to overdo Pisces energy. We want to reflect on it. We want to understand it. The house we have Pisces in is going to be fully illuminated. So the house you got Pisces in, all the creative shit going on in the house, all the fantasies you got in that motherfucker, all the intimate fantasies you got in that motherfucker, because Pisces be having all the craziest sex fantasies and shit. This Pisces let you do. Let's not go down that road. But Pisces, the house that you got Pisces in, with all the crazy, imaginative, spiritual, creative shit going on in that house, it will be fully illuminated. All right. So we're gonna have to understand what illusions we may be caught up in that we need to break the fuck up out of, because it's a full moon and it's Virgo season. It ain't Pisces season, it's a full moon in Pisces. So we saying what type of Pisces shit we got to get rid of. whatever illusions we got to get rid of in order to have a more realistic view on the dream and how we work on the dream. Okay, so this is lucky Libra here. We gotta look at the light side and the dark side, y'all. All right, we gotta look at both sides. Y'all. But I'm looking forward towards the full moon in Pisces. It's always a great time for us to, once again, emotionally, mentally, spiritually reset. And we got it going on in that mystical ass energy. Shout out to all my Pisces in the building. I fuck with Pisces, man. I fuck with every sign. But when I bring y'all up in my head, I just really think about what vibe y'all bring. Pisces, y'all bring a very dope vibe. Very unique vibe. I'm not going to lie about that. Okay. So that's what we got going on. Full moon in Pisces, all right, will be a very strong energy for those who have planets within. What is going to be? It's going to be around what degrees? It's going to be 17 degrees. I don't know what degree it is gonna be. Yeah, it look like going to be like somewhere between It's on the 10th. Yeah, so it should be like within in between, like around 16, 17-ish degrees. So you have like planets around 16, 17, 18-ish degrees, right? Those late teen degrees in mutable signs you're gonna be feeling this. You're gonna be feeling this one. All right. You got any planets any placements between 16 to 18 degrees of Gemini, Sag, Virgo? Yeah. Let's prep for this one, all right? A lot of things dealing with y'all imagination and y'all creative aspirations are gonna be fully illuminated. Whether you've been running from it, whether you've already been working hard with it and you overwhelmed with it already, all of these things, it's gonna have more of an influence on y'all from embracing that creative essence and seeing what needs to be read in order to, help you work on it. All right, next, what we got going on in the month of September? What's going on after the full moon? All right, September 22nd. So we're going to jump all the way to September 22nd. Okay, last quarter moon. So jumping all the way to September 22nd. Well, on the 21st, we're going to have Jupiter start to build the friction with Saturn. So we got Saturn, moonwalking in retrograde, which is about to go direct soon within Aquarius. And then we got Jupiter moonwalking and in Aries. So they're gonna start to form like a little semi-square, but it's still on like sextile energy, from my degree point of view. So we're not gonna start feeling that heavier probably until October. All right. But moving on from that, September 22nd, the sun enters Libra. It is the start of the fall season. All right. Libras, relax. We just going through the energies of the month. We ain't there yet. We in the meat and potatoes of Virgo season right now. We in the midst of it right now. All right. But we all know what's up with the sun in Libra. The consciousness is gonna be directed towards our ability, our experiences connecting the person, the individual to the external realm, whether it's been our relationships, how we connect ourselves to our environment, how we connect ourselves to others, how we connect ourselves to others through social media. Libra season is not just about the influence of relationships, but more so how the balance of our life is when it comes to our individuality, what we got going on in our personal life, and how that's balanced with what's going on externally, and then it's condensed down into things dealing with relationships and how we interact with others. So those are the things that we're going to become more conscious of. All right, air signs, y'all going to be in a strip club and VIP with Libra, just like how Capricorn placements and Virgo placements, just like how Capricorn placements and Taurus placements is in a strip club right now with Virgo. You feel me? Because that's my cousin. It's my cousin's birthday. I'm not about to pay to get in my own cousin's section. Bug it out. Shake that ass, girl. That's that heavy. So the earth signs, Capricorn and Virgo, they all up in the section with what's the name right now. You feel me? They all up in the section. You feel me? Earth signs got that sun energy hitting them whatnot. But air signs gonna be Aquarius and Gemini time, too. Get some of them sun rays when the sun gets into Libra. But when we get into the sun entering Libra, more not just the influence of Libra season with the energy as far as Libra, the constellation, but understanding that shift in the solar system, us getting into the fall season, this is a time where we start to understand how to preserve. This is when we learn to think ahead when we're looking at the fall season, because we don't have that much access to things that are naturally growing during the spring and the summer season. So when we're looking at this from an energetic perspective, this is a time where we're looking at how to preserve things. So when it comes into relationships, this is why cupping season and relationships and all these things, we make fun of it because it's Libra season, blah, 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 it's starting the weather changing. But yes, this actually does have an influence around this time, because when you're in a state of persevering, thinking ahead, you start to look at the people that's around you in the relationships of your life and seeing who is of significance, who you truly value. What sign is Libra ruled by Venus? So you start to look at your relationships. Which one of these motherfuckers is truly of value? Which one do I need to show my value more for that I haven't? Because I'm realizing I do truly value this relationship, or what need to be, corrected or fixed in this relationship, this, that, and the third, how I interact with others, this, that, and the third. So these become things we naturally look at when we get into this time of the year with the fall season. So yes, cuffing season is actually a thing. There's a lot of transits that just start cuffing season sometimes. Shit, Venus just jump into an air sign. So it's certain signs that Venus just jump into it. All right, it's cuffing season there. It's cuffing season. Venus is in Gemini. Venus is there. Venus and Pisces. It's cuffing season, y'all. I know it's winter time. I know it's in the middle of the summer. It don't matter. Venus is here. Or this planet is there. But that's what we got going on with the sun entering Libra on the 22nd. All right. Cardinal signs, Aries placements, Cancer placements, Capricorn placements. To prevent any heavy friction during Libra season, we want to make sure that, y'all embrace some sense of compromise, relatability, embrace a little bit of connectivity. All right. Embrace a little bit of, embracing a little bit more communication than you probably usually do within valued relationships around this time, or within the environments you guys are active in. Y'all are going to be the signs that's getting that cardinal sign friction from Libra. So all the cardinal signs, once again, y'all like to do things, y'all like to be the ones to initiate things, or, lead things in your own type of way. Capricorn in a practical way, Pisces. I said Pisces. Cancer, through your emotions. Okay, how you feel about things, and that's the route I'm gonna take. And then Aries, you already know, is that cardinal fire, is that Mars energy. So motherfuck what y'all think, period. I don't care about my relationship. I don't care what my wife thinks. I don't care what my children think. You feel me? I'm just playing. Aries is finna kill you over their children. Aries will kill you over their children. Let that be known. I'll say that right there. All right. But y'all get the point. It's Aries, the individual, right? So y'all naturally, y'all cardinal signs, it's gonna be a time you're gonna have to embrace a little bit more communication and relatability, just to have things be a little bit more settled around this time, because you may be forced to do it. Whenever you're at a square position or a opposite position, you naturally may be met with, there's always a potential to be met with things with force. All right. So right now, the sun is in Virgo, right? The sun is in Virgo. So the whole solar system's consciousness is within the Virgo spectrum. So if your actions and how you express yourself, and overly how you use your sun energy right now, if it can't embrace or relate to Virgo energy or adapt to Virgo energy, ain't nobody saying you have to be a Virgo, but if you can't adapt to the season, when it's wintertime, your ass just don't go outside. If it's snowing outside, your ass ain't gonna just go outside, you feel me, with a thermal on, no jacket, you feel me, just go out with a t-shirt, like, not even that bad, y'all. Come on, play football, not even that bad. Look, snowball, look. Same shit, all right? Motherfucker, 6 feet of snow. Get your ass in the house. Wanna be all motherfucker, wanna be all free spirited and shit. Motherfucker ain't gonna be able to feel their pinky toe in 7 months. Motherfucker will keep coming back to the crib. You still no feeling that? Yeah, ain't no more. Yeah, still ain't no feeling. Yeah, still ain't no feeling this motherfucker. Damn, bro, it's been 7 months since your ass was ready to just throw that day. So you adapt to the season, right? You adapt to the weather change. When it's hot outside, we on the beach, damn near half naked, right? And when it's wintertime, we got motherfucking coats so big you can't even motherfucking see us. All right. So that's how things adapt and adjust when we're looking at the solar system. You feel me? The sun is gonna be in that what's the name? Is in the Virgo space. The sun is in the Virgo space. So if there's no sense of order, if there's no sense of tact, that's like my favorite word to associate with Virgo, tact. They are very tactful. This is why they are serial killers. This is why they be on the fucking dean's list. That's why they could hold the business or a CEO together for a long time. That business wasn't just, it didn't just get popping. No, they were actually held intact for a while. Virgos are very tactful. There's a method to their madness. All right. So if there's no sense of strategy behind what we're taking action on around this season, then that's what could drive us into feeling lost, no matter your placements. You feel me? No matter your placements. Old Cummins always said, I've only killed 2 people. See? And see, you don't even care that you snitching on yourself. You don't even care, because I know you're a Virgo, so shit. They ain't gonna find what you can say what you did, whatever. They ain't gonna find that shit. Whatever you did, that shit was perfect. That shit was perfect. Boy, kill a motherfucker like Ghost said, Tommy off of power. We wiping prints, everything. Throwing niggas' bodies in the river. Putting shit in niggas' drinks. You feel me? All type of shit. Get the masseuse. Send your ass to the masseuse. Let the masseuse get your ass. You ain't even gonna feel it coming. It's gonna feel good before you die, honey. You feel me? So Virgos will set your ass up. My bad. I forgot. I rebuke it. I rebuke that negative energy I just threw y'all. My bad, Virgos. I forgot. Once again, it's y'all season. But like I'm saying, we got to get with that energy. That's just an example. All right. Venus is in Leo, but you could do this with every planet, every transit. All right. Mercury's in Libra. If you can't be communicative in your relationships in some type of shape or form, just embrace a little bit more communication with people that you relate to, and put a little bit more extra thought into your relationships, and put a little bit more extra thought into analyzing how your relationship affect your personal life, and put a little bit more extra thought into things dealing with your past relationships, and like, if you can just embrace that a little bit, you can find a lot of solutions and a lot of opportunities out of a transit. This is how you use a transit, or this is how you naturally use your energies. Okay, but obviously your birthday, this is not the day you was born, so we're not dealing with your energies, we're dealing with the transits. Okay, so the more we're able to adapt, we start with the moon, because the moon is the most significant. The moon can override a lot of these motherfuckers. So you may not have been as expressive with things with Venus and Leo within your relationship with your creativity. You may not have been as structured with how you connect with others, or how you realistically work on relationships, or network with others, or restrict relationships, or whatnot, or structure more of an individual thought or individual strategy or idea of how you want to work on something, aka Saturn and Aquarius. You may not, be embracing some of these trends or whatnot, but if you following that moon, the moon will help get you right. The moon will help move you back into position, get you connected to everything. So you gotta follow that moon. All right. So the moon is a motherfucking dark and sexy, seductive, motherfucking loyal, but also manipulative ass, toxic ass Scorpio right now. So get in tune with the dark side of yourself during the course of entering this weekend. Okay, listen to some of the look at the shadow a little bit. It's you. That's you. Yeah, that little dark side, that shadow, that ain't somebody. No, that's you. That's you. I'm trying to say, no, that's not motherfucker. No, that's you. Hey, my shadow. I love a nice moon in Scorpio transit. I love a nice moon in water transit. The energy always feels different in the moon and water transit. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I pick up on it. The moon is just, like I said, the moon resonates with that energy. So the moon is in that water energy. You feel like things flow a little bit better. Even if it's in Scorpio. Scorpio, even though Scorpio is an intense place for the moon to be in, I called them seductive for a reason, all right? So Scorpio gonna connect. It's just gonna be more of an intense connection. Shit, ain't nothing a little wrong with a little bit of Mars energy up in the connection. You feel me? But that's what we got going on when it comes into embracing the transits. Little side talk. So that's what we got going on with what? What was that? That was Sun entering Libra. That was Mercury retrograde Virgo. And then September 25th, we're going to have the new moon in Libra, all right? So we know the new moon is going to definitely follow up right after that sun transit. Then we get deeper to the end of September. And at the end, we have Venus entering Libra. All right, we got Venus entering Libra, right at the end of September, leading right into October, all right? Getting into the middle, getting close to that middle portion of the fall. So, all these Libra energies that listen, we don't call it cuffing season for no reason, y'all. We don't call it cuffing season for no reason, y'all. All right. There's a certain constellation that's pretty stimulated around this time. All right. That's the Libra constellation. All right. So, like I said on our last live stream, if y'all was there, welcome to Kiss One FM. If you got bored or like you Libra, if you're with your loved ones, go ahead and, light that candle. Go ahead, throw that lavender oil in the air diffuser. Okay, we're going to take some requests. We got some requests for some Anita Baker, for some Isley Brothers. Go ahead and grab your loved one. Tell them you appreciate them. Call in 1-800-KISS-FM and let me know what your request is. It's cuffing season. But we ain't there. We ain't there yet. I'm gonna turn the Venus energy up on y'all, but we ain't there yet. All right? We ain't there yet. Let's get a little structured closing out the summertime. Because if we ain't have Virgo season to close out the summertime, we'd be going into the fall season a goddamn mess. Some of us still gonna go into the fall season a goddamn mess. But at least we have Virgo season to make some goddamn sense out of our lives after dealing with the high pitch emotions of Cancer season, and then just living the inner child and living the heart out during Leo season, and not really giving a fuck about anything else. Just making sure that the fifth house energy of our life is held down. So Virgo season is like, all right, you had your fun. You had your fun. You did. You expressed the heart. You expressed the solar plexus area. Now it's time to take care of the motherfucking nervous system. Now it's time to take care of the nervous system. Now it's time to see what is our form of wellness. Motherfuck the club. I can't be drinking beer. My alcohol intake. A lot of y'all motherfuckers think about y'all alcohol intake, weed intake, all of that shit. Yeah, it's Virgo season. You think about all of that shit during the summertime. Virgo starts slowing all that shit up. And like I was saying during the difference between the mutable signs, this is the last thing I'm gonna say on IG, and then I'm gonna continue on YouTube, streaming on YouTube with a little bit of celebrity current event breakdowns. But I just want to get the current energy on IG. But like I wanted to say earlier, when I was breaking down mutable signs right now with the sun being in Virgo and my Saggies, my Geminis, more so Sagittarius and Gemini, not so much Pisces. How I said the mutable signs deal with movement. Pisces too. Shit, now I'm bugging the fuck out. Pisces too. Pisces may not physically move as much as a sun in Gemini, sun in Sagittarius, but god damn it, I mean, that imagination is doing numbers. They traveling up there. They astral traveling. Gemini, Sagittarius just really in the car, on the bus, in somebody else's house, doing this, walking to the store with somebody else. They just out there, the ones physically adventuring and shit. But Pisces adventuring. Don't get it twisted. Y'all be thinking y'all got that Pisces cousin in y'all family, that Pisces cousin, Pisces sibling, don't be doing nothing with their life, right? Like, yo, they just be in their room all day. I don't be knowing they friends. Oh no. There's some adventure going on. You just ain't a part of it. You ain't meet the vibration requirements with that shit. They not finna bring a vibe to you and get discouraged because you don't fuck with astrology. That's what they doing in their room all day, listening to astrology videos, learning how to paint some shit from different artists on YouTube and shit. So Pisces gonna be doing some traveling. But with Gemini and Sagittarius, even though the mutable signs like to move, Virgo like to move too. That don't mean you can't. Like I said, Virgo season is not to restrict your action. It's to make sure you moving accordingly. Okay, Virgo like to move. Virgo like to experience. You feel me? I be giving Virgo a little bit too bad. Shit, you better chill with that little uptight, do things in order rep y'all be getting Virgos. That's why y'all began surprised and be calling them toxic and began some, because y'all be throwing these little influences on these zodiac signs and not be knowing what they be motherfucking capable of. All right? Virgo could be the life of the party in your clique. It's just the more that they feel like you in order with how y'all partying, Virgo know who the designated driver is. Your friend, the friend that the Virgo usually got to take care of because she an alcoholic. She not going too crazy at the party so far. So now the Virgo feeling good about that. Virgo crush done said something to them. Virgo's like, oh shit. So all the things Virgos tries to have control over or make sure it works perfectly or works to their standard. When that shit going Gucci, they jump right into the next door neighbor energy. They'll jump into some Leo energy right away. Don't get it twisted with their ass. Don't get it twisted with their ass. Do not. But they just got to make sure shit is in order. Now, if the Virgos in the party and the designated driver started drinking, their crush ain't paying them no goddamn mind, because you know Virgos think about that the whole time for the party. That's really the reason Venus energy in Virgo. So it's really the reason they want to make sure everything is in order. So when they get to the party, they don't have to concentrate on everything else, and they can have a conversation with their crush. So, you know, I'm bringing you onto the mind of a Virgo right now. This is the psyche of a Virgo. Okay? This is the psyche of a Virgo. I'm channeling this shit live for y'all right now. All right? So usually when Virgos want shit to be in order is because there's something else that they want their concentration to be on, so they don't get distracted at that time. So that's the Virgo in the party. They want to make sure the designated driver ain't drinking. Their friend that's an alcoholic is monitoring her shit right. because the love matters is what really need to be concentrated on. And when you feel me, they hopefully, you know, because what's Venus opposite sign? I mean, Virgo opposite sign, Pisces. So that dream, that imagination, that should always be in Virgo face. So Virgos manifest a lot of situations in their life. Where they just naturally feel like they got to take leaps of faith all the time, especially when it comes to things dealing with love matters. You feel me? That's just a natural influence by positionings in the solar system. You know, so you got the Virgo wanting to make, if all that shit is out of order, you feel me? The DJ having issues, don't let other miscellaneous shit start happening. Because you know Virgo like to correct other shit too. So don't let the DJ, the aux stop working in the party and shit a little bit. You know, Virgo will come over there. Virgo can't help but not you ever sometimes you gotta force a Virgo to not help you. Like, yo, I'm good. I got it. You sure? Listen, I can bring my toolbox up here. I got it now. It's just I got my hammer right here. No, I'm saying because the hammer I got, this is a good one, is the Pro. I see you got the one you got. This is a good one. I got the Pro though. It's electric. It's just gonna save you a lot of time. I got it. Motherfucker, Virgo's is persistent trying to fix some shit. You know what? No, don't even save yourself a hassle. I'm gonna go bring the toolbox. I'm gonna leave it for you. Go ahead. I'm just because you need to use that. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. You're gonna go ahead and get you one. I'm telling you, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the Pro. Yep, you get on Amazon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save you trouble. Use my Amazon login so you can get it Prime. You get it tomorrow. Matter of fact, what time is it? 11 p.m. They might get it to you tonight. You know that boy Jeff Bezos get it over in 5 minutes. You know that boy's technology these days. You gotta force the Virgo not to help you with some shit sometimes. Like, all right, man, give me the goddamn Amazon login. Go get your toolbox, man. All right, I'll be back. Don't better not work on it. I'll be back. Give me 5 minutes. Dead ass. So Virgos just help you know how to move accordingly. It's mutable, but it's Earth. So it's like Virgo's like the, you know, think of something in nature that moves. But things in nature move slow. Ain't nothing really moving fast. We ain't talking about animals. Ain't no fucking tree just going. Damn, that motherfucking tree grew in like 6 minutes. What the fuck? How the tree got so big? Like shit move over time. All right. So it's that mutable Earth. Virgos like to move. They like to adventure, but they gonna be real critical on their way to doing it. You know, you're on your way on a road trip with Virgo. Virgo might be panicking a little bit. Did we get everything? We got enough snacks. We got enough backup tents. We got blah, blah, blah. It's going to be excited for the trip, but it could be worrying about that because it just wants to meet that standard of having a great hiking trip. But take that into relationships. Take that into career. Take that into, you know, personal creative endeavors. It's that overwhelming of a thought process to meet a standard. This is the psyche of a Virgo, y'all. I'm breaking it down for y'all. I'm channeling it live. All right. So this is why we want to make sure we embrace a little bit right now. Embrace a little bit more extra thought right now. I'm telling you that Virgo house is gonna do some numbers right now. That Virgo house is gonna do some numbers. Gonna be able to tidy some things up. You're gonna be able to tidy some things up. All right. Moving into the fall season. Because summertime, we always make a mess during the summertime. We always make a mess leaving the motherfucking summer solstice. All right, but that's okay. That's good. This is what we jumped in the bodies to do, the experience, to live a little bit of life, right? We ain't just come here to do all this. Listen, I ain't come in this body to meditate all motherfucking day. Let's get this shit. Listen, let's get this shit across right now. You may be new to the spiritual community. All right, you may be new to this. You may be new to astrology. So let me save you some time on this journey real quick. This ain't for the old heads on the spiritual journey. This for my new ones. This message is for the new ones. If you ain't been to astrology for more than a year, if you going through a spiritual shift right now, and I'm one of the people you've been listening to a little bit, let me tell you something right now. Don't let them trick you. Don't let them trick you with listen. You're supposed to live a little bit in this motherfucker. You came down here to experience. There's a balance to this shit. Don't overwhelm your ass with no no standard of where you should be spiritually developed at, what you should be knowing, how wise you should be about this and that and the third. the more you embrace the living and experience, and that's where all the wisdom gonna come from. The less that you live, you're just gonna be a smart dumb motherfucker. You're just gonna be a smart dumb motherfucker. You're gonna know everything in the world because your ass done listen to every astrology, your ass done listen to every motherfucking metaphysical teacher. You meditate 3 times a day. You do all of that shit, right? You do all of that shit, but the wisdom come from experiencing. So I'm just saving all my young bucks out there in that spiritual journey. Everything y'all have to meditate 5 times a day. Take your ass to the club. There's some wisdom come out of that too sometimes. Wisdom come out of a lot of things, y'all. You ever slap somebody and after that be like, damn, this should have been the first time I slapped somebody like this. I could probably make a list right now. I'm 26 years old. I should have not. You start reflecting like, well, it took me 26 years to slap the shit out of nobody. It ain't no way in hell this is the first person that deserved me to just motherfucking. It ain't no way. You start reflecting this shit. That's wisdom. Start reflecting this shit about niggas you should have smacked in 6th grade, 8th grade, on your basketball team, your dance team. That's wisdom. All right? Can't nobody teach you that. You gotta live. You gotta let motherfucker disrespect you. Listen. I was telling somebody this the other day. If I was raising children as a wealthy man, I swear to God, like I'm not even. I'm. My spiritual family know I'm not lying. Like I would hope I still have relatives in the hood. Every summer they staying in that motherfucker. I would hate to raise some little bougie motherfucker. Your ass is going to the Bronx. Listen, as soon as I pick your ass up when y'all get, what's the last day? Thursday? Thursday? Is a half day? All right, pack your shit Wednesday night. You going to the motherfucking Bronx for 3 months. You spending your summer in the Bronx. All right. Give me your iPad. You only get 1 screen. That's the phone. No other screens. Take your ass to the park. Take your ass to the hood. You need a little balance. You need a little balance. Can't have all these little bougie ass kids, man. Some of y'all raising some bougie ass kids, man. These little kids don't know what a slap, what a punch feel like no more. Don't know what objects. We grew up with objects, all type of objects. People in my generation, we be debating and arguing what different objects we use. So I'm really just flowing right now. I swear to God, I'm dead ass. Like I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was talking about different ways we got our ass beat, and then she was like, so what type of things you got hit with? I'm like, it'll take me a while to think about it. And she was like, the belt. I'm like, oh, that's light. The belt, that's nothing. That's regular. That's why I ain't say it. And she was like, not the buckle though. I was like, damn, that's type different. I ain't gonna lie. Belt buckle type different. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't had that. You feel me? If you got hit with the belt buckle, like if your parent was hitting, you got to know your strength. If you just hit wilding on your child with the belt buckle, nah, you wild. You really wild. Your Mars energy a little too turned up. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? I got shit a little bit that was a little bit bad. You feel me? That's probably a little bit worse than belt buckle. A little belt buckle crazy though. But I say all that to say this is life about balance. We can't be raising these bougie ass kids. All we got is screens. All we got is motherfucking laptops, iPads, phones. Raising these soft ass kids. Everybody, before you go to sleep, just walk in the room, slap the shit out your child. Just so they know. Just so they know what's up. Yeah, you ain't gotta break nothing down to them. Like what the fuck, man? What was that for? It's like stay on your P's and Q's, little nigga. Life is hard. You feel me? Hurry the fuck up, finish that game, get some sleep. You got school tomorrow. Just toughen their ass up a little bit. They need that. Ain't nobody slapping the shit out of nobody in this generation though. You feel me? Toughen their ass up a little bit. Fuck. What's the worst that's gonna fucking happen? See, I don't want nobody clipping this because somebody gonna clip this and say, "What's this? Is this what they teaching in astrology and spiritual?" Listen. You pay for the Netflix accounts for the tuition. You put food on the table. Listen, a little smack come with some wisdom. I bet you, whatever game, whatever YouTube video they was watching before you did that, I bet you they asked, the concentration gonna be fucked up. They could have been on the last level fucking this game up. They could have been in the last episode of Power. You just come slap the shit out of them. That's it. It's over. The next 2 hours before they go to sleep, they think about life. They think about everything they did wrong. They think about everything they did wrong in the past couple years. You can't teach that. You ain't gonna get that in a book. You ain't gonna get that in a book. Learn to live life, y'all. Learn to live life, please. That's where the wisdom comes from. That's where spiritual development comes from. Stop, break your chart down, learn your chart. But don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Man, smack the shit out of somebody, all right? The same parents that beat us yell at us for being harsh on our own kids. Right. Like, what? Like, where the fuck was all this nurture? You want to be the most nurturing grandmother in the world. Motherfuckers be like, yo, your mom is mad cool. Motherfuckers be like, yo, your mom mad cool, this and everything. I was like, listen, man. That woman is from Hades. Parents be fake as hell in front of friends. Fake as hell. I ain't gonna lie, my parents Nigerian though. They can't be fake for that long. They fakeness is like fake. Like, you know, they don't know how to be fake. Like, they're fake. Like, if you got like Caribbean, African parents or anything, like, you know, maybe like, you know what I'm trying to say. They can't fake their fakeness. Like, if they don't like you, bring one of your friends home. You grew up in a Caribbean, African household, some shit. You bring one of your friends home with some shit. Your parents could be like, hi, hello, Christina, come here. Like, they can't even hide their fakeness. Who's this person you bring into my house? You like, relax. Damn, you don't even know how to be fake. Your fake impression was weak as hell. You feel me? But nah, this is what they teach in the spiritual community. Nah, dead ass. Paragon. Now, no funny shit, y'all. All right, so listen, that's what we got going on with the transits for September. Happy 1st, everybody. All right, I'm ending the stream on IG, and let's get into a couple of other things on YouTube, y'all. In September, All right, guys. There's a couple of things I want to get into. All right. Couple of things I want to get into. So there's a lot going on in the world. All right. I've been out the loop a little bit, so let's just cover up some things. So what I got on my list? I think there's a couple of celebrity charts I want to go. All right. There's something I want to create a little consistent habit of. I just want to jump on a live stream, pull up some current energies, look at some influences, if there's something going on with maybe a rapper, actor, a content creator sensation, something going on social media, blah, 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 celebrities, blah, blah, blah. Let's pull the energy up. Let's just see what's going. Let's pick each other's thoughts. In the building. Cheer. What's going on, everybody? Okay. So, who did I want to look up first? Let's start with now. I know a lot of y'all familiar. I mean, hip hop tabs are pretty popular because hip hop, we know, is the number one music genre in the world, which is very influential. So there's a lot of programs within hip hop and hip hop artists, and the messages sent through music overall, but especially the hip hop genre. So a lot of things that be going on with celebrities and shit really be deeper than rap a lot of the time. There's be a lot of things going on that's deeper than rap with these artists. A lot of us already know, right? So excuse me. I'm just trying to see which screen is the best one to pull up. So I want to look at I know a lot of y'all's familiar with the rapper King Von that was shot and the incident with Quando, Rondo, the rapper. So I see whatever, a few ago, like a couple of weeks ago, whatever, long story short, King Von, the rapper from Chicago, he punched Quando, Rondo in the face, got into altercation. They're both rappers. And Quando, Rondo, this rapper here, his homie shot King Von in defense. All right. And that's who killed King Von. So recently, there's a lot of paranoia. People are claiming behind Quando and whatnot, and saying how I don't know why the tab that I'm looking at is not okay. Well, I have to share this. Okay, so I don't know if y'all seen anything about it, but basically the rapper Quando Rondo basically got him and his homies got shot at. Him and his homies got shot at and whatnot. One of his homies died, and after the situation, of course, after the rapper King Von died, a lot of them were saying, it's definitely going to be a dangerous situation for Quando Rondo. So I seen this happen recently, and in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm interested in understanding what energies he got going on, because there's a lot of attacks within the hip hop industry, especially as of recently. There always is, especially as of recently. So let's go pull up his energies real quick. A couple of the people that I want to go over, I kind of want to go over them because I feel like they're being attacked in some type of shape or form. So that's really what I want to point out. That's really what I want to point out. Okay. So all right, let's look at it. Okay. So he's a sun in Aries. All right. He's a sun in Aries. I was getting a bit of Cancer vibes from him, but I know King Von is a Cancer. All right. So he's a sun in Aries, but he's a cusp, 2 degrees. So it's in Pisces. All right. So that energy is, real young, early deacon of Aries, 2 degrees, so that's, young baby Aries, ready to get it popping, ready to get active, ready to experience, forceful, dives right head into things, expresses things, very blunt and direct. This is one of the earlier we are towards the Aries constellation, when the sun is there, the more expressive. The patience increases every constellation. The older the degree, the more you get towards, the cusp leading into the next sign is where the wisdom comes. So, not saying that an early sun in 2 degrees Aries can't be wise, not saying that, but it's just showing you that, the sun is in the early stage of the constellation, and that early stage of the constellation is more of the young child, willing to experience new things Aries. It has the Mars influence, so it dives into things with its head first. You know, if it has a creative endeavor aspiration, it's gonna dive right into that. You know, it's not really that much. The whole Aries constellation is cardinal fire, so a lot of times with that Mars influence being cardinal fire, they're gonna just jump into things they want to jump into by default because that's their archetype. But that 2 degrees energy is early. But with that being said, he does have he's a moon in Gemini, so we know he's real we know moon and Gemini energy is real communicative, and the moon is what your emotional needs are. So it's funny because, you know, after King Von died, and you know, this would be a wise time to lay low, be wise about how you move. You know, people may want to get back this, that, and the third. You know, there was a lot of videos he was posting or whatnot, just talking crazy or whatnot. And the funny thing about it is, like, he was talking crazy, and it's like, you're not even the one that shot him. You know, your man shot him or whatnot. So it was a lot of, I would say, a lot of unwise expression from him. You know, just things on IG Live, this, that, and the third. And now that I look at it, you know, he's a moon in Gemini, and he got an Aries sun on top of it. So he's going to be pretty impulsive, pushing out, you know, those thoughts or things he wants to communicate. Once again, the moon is your emotional needs. So whatever the sign is in that moon, these are things that need to be met. The sun is just going to try its best to do that. Depending on what sign your sun is in, or better yet said, depending on the relationship your sun and moon have, you know, that's going to allow you to be able, your sun to be able to take more efficient action on what your moon needs. So with the sun in Aries, it's a sextile. So it is a very artistic alignment to have. You know, he is pretty talented too. But I don't really listen to the young generation music a little bit, but if I can hear a couple of songs from somebody, you know, I could pick up on the talent. So he got a bit of talent. You feel me? I probably can't listen to everything he got. I could barely do that with a lot of these young artists in the new generation. But you know, if you're familiar with his energies overall, then as far as how he communicate, that would make a lot of sense with him having that Sun in Aries, Moon in Gemini. Let me just see. Got Venus in Taurus, Mars in Scorpio, Mercury in Pisces, retrograde. So you know how to communicate. You need to watch how you communicate. A lot of that come back to bite him in the ass. And when it comes into current transits, let's see. When it comes into current transits, so his sun is in Aries, nothing in significant. Well, he got Capricorn, he got Pluto, but Pluto's not really hitting his sun in 2 degrees. Pluto's towards the end. His moon is in Gemini. Taurus. Let me see. Taurus is in Uranus. Is Taurus and Uranus hitting anything in his chart? He got Venus in Taurus. His Saturn is in Taurus. Okay, his Saturn is in Taurus. So I could say with him just having Saturn in Taurus and he having those 2 strong malefics in Saturn, I wouldn't be surprised if that house that he has Taurus in is having a huge influence on situations dealing with who he surrounds himself with and, you know, what he's influenced to communicate on and take action on. I'm starting to feel like that may be probably his ascendant, even though they don't got his time up here. He got Venus in Taurus, Saturn in Taurus. So yeah, Uranus and Taurus. Yeah, he got them heavy malefics hitting that Taurus constellation there on his natal and transit. And Uranus in Aquarius, Neptune in Aquarius. How old is he? These little niggas be young as hell. Okay. Mercury and Pisces. Let me pull up the energies just to make sure I see where everything is at. Hold on, let me share my screen so y'all can see everything that I'm pulling up because I'm switching tabs and it's just stuck on one tab. Hold on. Share entire screen. Share system audio. Why was I doing that? Okay, hold on. I'm still getting. Listen, man. I'm a young old head. All right, so I'm still getting the hang of technology. I was here before it happened, but there's still some little 7-year-olds out here that can teach me how to build a computer from scratch. I just want to make sure I get this screen right before I get busy. I don't know why I can't. So, okay, hold on. I'm gonna get it right, y'all. Hold on, let me get it right. Let's try this way. All right, I'm gonna just switch. I'm gonna do this on my own time. I'm gonna figure out how this works on my own time. I'm gonna just do what I was doing. I'm gonna go back and forth. So where his chart at? Where his chart at? Okay. Okay, so I wish they had this house. Yeah, they don't got his. Yeah, there's no birth time from what I see. What about 15? Right in the middle. I wonder which degree was 15. Oh, his Uranus. His Uranus being 15 degrees. Let me see. His Uranus is in Aquarius. Is it squaring anything? Because a lot of squares, really, it's really the sun. When you got the sun aspecting Uranus in a negative way, this could show some type of wisdom that you have that you wasn't aligned with in the past life. Something that you have a certain moral ethic or code with, or some form of something that you knew you could connect to for some type of spiritual development. You didn't really embrace it with like sun aspects to Uranus. So that's something to look out for. My son is pretty much my son's square my fucking Uranus. So I feel the remnants of this lifetime when there's a lot of things that I know better with and I don't apply. Y'all gotta always remember, guys, everything we're doing now, we've been doing it, and we've been just reliving it and constantly reliving it. This is why people reincarnate for thousands and millions of lifetimes, because it's so easy to get caught up in a routine of doing things over and over when you get into a certain realm, because a lot of us don't gain the consciousness to remember that this is an experience. We didn't come here to stay. We came here to experience. So when we get too attached to the realm that we're visiting, we could forget where our home is, and now we're in a state of constant reincarnation, and we become more disconnected from who we truly are. So the more that you understand that you're experiencing something, the more that you leave potential for you to stay, for you to stay consciously and spiritually aware, the more you experience more and jump into more bodies and have more of a connection of understanding, you're not your vessel, that you have a certain spiritual background. And but yeah, so I just wanted to see if there's any current transits that's really hitting any. So he got planets in fixed signs, and I mean, I'm thinking about Saturn being in Aquarius, 20 degrees, but it's not really hitting. It's not from a degree point of view, hitting his Mars or his Venus, because Venus is early in fixed signs. So his Venus is 6 degrees Taurus, his Mars is 12 degrees Scorpio. But at the end of the day, him just having those two alignments can lead into a lot of overindulgence. So, his Saturn return could be real heavy. Oh shit, he not even in his Saturn return. He young. He in his early 20s. So he need to tidy up in that house that he got Taurus in. Taurus has a lot to do with entertaining as well. It could tie into things dealing with obviously beauty, charm, elegance with the Venetian energy, but Taurus does have energies influencing around that second house area that deals with your values, your creative essence, and whatnot. So when we get into things dealing with creative expression or displaying your creativity per se, yes, a lot of that influences Taurus. So I just see he got that Venus in Taurus and he got the Mars in Scorpio. So I appreciate that, Alien Moon Mom. That's everybody, try to hit that like button so we could circulate the vibes a bit more. But yeah, he got Mars in Scorpio, Venus in Taurus. So his Venus is home in Taurus, Mars in Scorpio. So he has a natural advantage when it comes into, his Mars energy and his Venus energy. So with Venus in Taurus, he's gonna be able to have an advantage with gaining material access to things with materialism in the physical realm, especially through the influences of the house he has Taurus in. We don't know what house that is, but just having Venus in Taurus ruling the earth realm, you have Venus home in Taurus, you will receive a lot of Taurus, a lot of Venus energy through Taurus elements. So that will be, either being gifted a lot, knowing people that have money, seeing an example of what finances and foundation look like, having a support system to pour into something that you value. So maybe you don't know what a creative aspiration you have or something that you're talented with or something that you truly value. That's not really the case with Venus and Taurus a lot of the time, even though you could go through some self-esteem crisis at times. Usually this Venus and Taurus is the example of what healthy self-esteem looked like. What self-worth looked like. Venus and Taurus, that's the peak of Venus and Taurus. These people, honing that and understanding their self-worth, and becoming examples of that. So that's why they could go through their crisis when they experience moments where they felt like they let their self-esteem down or was taken advantage of in some type of shape or form with Venus and Taurus. But with all of that being said, a lot of access to growth in the material realm with foundation with Venus and Taurus, and it's in 6 degrees, so it's in that early Venus deacon. That Taurus rule deacon. All right, and then he got Mars in Scorpio. But also the powers of Venus and Taurus. Just that alone, the person is going to value growth. The person is going to value some type of development or foundation within the physical realm, and they will practically invest into things that they feel like they can use in order to structure that, whether it's their talents, whether it's their resources for something. They're gonna practically pour into that in some type of shape or form. And then his sun is in Aries, so it's right next door. It's not making no action, taking no action with it, but it is in Aries, so he's gonna be action oriented towards those Venus and Taurus values. And then he got Mars in Scorpio. So his Venus and Mars is highly active. And when it comes to what he likes and he loves and what he's passionate about, he can be very impulsive with both. Because when y'all got to understand, even though his Venus is home in Taurus and his Mars is home in Scorpio, when you have planets that are home, you kind of could overestimate the word, in the sense you can overestimate yourself. Yeah, because it's like the story with the tortoise and the hare. I believe the original story goes like, I think the tortoise was going slow and steady, and I think the hare was bullshitting, right? It could have ran circles around the tortoise, but it was like bullshitting or teasing it or whatnot, teasing the tortoise, and I think the tortoise just eventually won the race or something. So that's what happens when you got planets that are home. Sometimes you could bullshit with them shits. You could bullshit with the natural advantage you have of understanding how to value building with that Venus and Taurus placement, or Mars and Scorpio holding concentration on something dealing with healing, changing, or transformation. Those are the natural gifts that come with those placements being home. You know, Venus and Taurus is going to be able to attract and understand how to nurture something for it to grow, whether it's a relationship or anything that they value, a business, and could naturally become a magnet to attract resources and other people that want to pour into it and support these things. This is why Venus and Taurus usually develop households or forms of, or see examples of stability in the household at an early age. Then Mars and Scorpio, it brings a sense of, you know, self-motivation. It brings a spark of self-motivation that nobody ever has to spark for you. Okay. And a strong sense of individuality, and this person is going to have a durability to embrace things dealing with death and transformation, but it's going to bring examples of death to you. All right. And when we talk about death, these are things changing form, transforming, understanding how to, you know, leave something in the past, this, that, and the third. So heavy Scorpio placements come with a lot of examples of this, but this is why a lot of heavy Scorpio placements can have a lot of potential to build massive durability, a lot of perseverance within someone's character, because they've been in a lot of experiences or been you know, yeah, they've experienced a lot of things in their life dealing with some form of death or deep transformation, or, you know, some form of sacrifice, some form of pain. But boy, they wise. But boy, they intuitive. But boy, they read your bullshit. That's why Scorpio is one of the signs you cannot bullshit. Like, you cannot bullshit them. Even when you think you could bullshit them, you can't. Like, it's just, man, Scorpio energy is just, it's funny. But I could see, y'all may not know about this artist, but I know about him. So, like, you know, just seeing his energies is making me think, okay, you got the moon in Gemini, some of the areas, so that's why he's so posted what he communicating. He probably say what he thinks and doesn't think about it later. So when he's on IG live and he's saying shit like smoking on the opposite and the third, knowing that damn near the majority of the industry don't fuck with him, because I'm not even gonna project that, but just saying that he's experienced a lot of transformative situations due to, you know, the situation with King Von and whatnot. And it's just funny seeing like how when there's a time to be wise, move back. He's young and whatnot, you know, and everybody go through their experiences. But I'm seeing that when you got that sun in fire, especially early 2 degrees Aries in the moon in Gemini, you're gonna push out. You're gonna push out how you feel and think, and you're gonna think about that shit later. And then with that Venus and Mars energy, he may feel so comfortable because once again, Venus is at home, keyword home. Mars is at home in Scorpio. So he feels very comfortable at times expressing these things, you know, and then at times he may have to go back and, you know, he may have to go back and refine things, you know. Really funny. Hold on. I don't know. If you remember this situation, then you should remember this.
Let's back up, because I know you and Dirk was cool. Obviously, he was on your album, and y'all was cool.
Who remember this?
And you was
when this was going viral.
So that night when you was in the parking lot, what led up to you even being in the parking lot? I know you were sleeping.
The way he talked,
this shit's so crazy. Like,
this is him. This is him being interviewed by Angela Yee after like, I don't know how long after the situation, but after all the altercation, right, with Kim and King Von. When I seen this shit, the way I was in tears, because he's so extra. He's so extra with how he drag his lingo. And I'm from New York. We got to listen. I'm from New York. We have a language of our own. We have a language of our own. So I get it. But he was dragging it. So it just went viral and then he got shot a few weeks later after that. See, yeah, he been going through a lot. So I'm thinking that Saturn Aquarius is hitting up on a lot of Taurus placements, and you need to settle down with that sun in Aries. Remember, Chiron is in Aries too. So His sun is early degrees, 2 degrees. Yeah, so Chiron is Aries, so his actions a lot of times it bring a quicker, it bring more more of a karma build up because your sun is in Chiron. So it's like put it like this: your sun is the Chiron is an Aries, so we're all dealing with learning how to heal ourselves with Aries circumstances in our life that didn't go right, right? Or healing situations in our Aries house, right? Those two things, healing Aries like situations in our life and healing our Aries house. When I say healing Aries like situations, times you were an individual, you didn't embrace your individuality, you didn't embrace being a leader, starting or initiating something in your own way, the time that you didn't utilize your passion and channel it into some form of action, but you said you was passionate about something, the time that you didn't just get up and do it, like that's what Chiron is helping us to heal from times that may have started to play out as a trauma or insecurity, from times that we didn't embrace our individuality. And it could just bring situations to help bring understanding to situations that may have been abuseful. I said abuse. I said abuseful, abusive, intense, transformative. So Chiron has just been helping us to bring healing to that all of those energies. His sun is there, so it's like you got a cheat code to heal, because your sun, you seeing these things, you seeing how to heal close up. You more active because you're more active as an Aries sun, so you're gonna be more active in your head every day. You thinking, damn, how did I not embrace my individuality today? Why does person think I could have do it on my own, this, that, and the third? Why didn't I just go start that on my own? That's a natural Aries. So now we got Chiron and Aries. So if you are an Aries sun, you naturally gonna be more prone to be thinking about how you can heal those situations, because you have more of those situations to heal as the Aries sun, you know, in comparison to somebody that don't have an Aries placement. They just have Aries in their house and they don't have a planet Aries, you know, so they may not experience as much as things coming with that individuality as you are, because you're an Aries sun. So that's your part of your purpose in this lifetime, to push out energy through that consciousness. So I say all that to say, hold on.
Man, for my understanding, like, not trying to, I don't, man.
From your what? From your what? Hold on, let me turn my volume up, because I don't think y'all heard that.
For my understanding, like, not trying to, I don't want nobody to think I'm chasing clout, bringing their name up and stuff, but at the end of the day, man, I'm like, it ain't about no clout. Like, I got, man, like when people be saying, like, people.
Now, keep this in mind. He a Gemini moon. Emotional needs to communicate how I feel, relate my thoughts the best way I can. But just keep in mind, I'm a Gemini moon, so I got a lot of thoughts. So bear with me trying to articulate all of them. Keep that in mind as he's communicating. And keep in mind, Angela Yee's a Capricorn. So her dead serious, just locked in face. That shit is mad funny to me, because she just sitting there like stale face, like
chasing clout and stuff. How, man, like a nigga rich, like, man, I don't care about no clout. Like, I got 3 million followers. Like I ain't tripping about no clout. What do I need clout for? Mm-hmm. But from my understanding, man, it was a love. I had a relationship with the big bro. Now I want to say his name. Mm-hmm. Not, you feel me? You know what I'm talking about, the dude that was on my album. Okay. Like, it was all love with us, from my understanding.
I've heard you say positive things about him. You feel me? As an artist, and y'all hung out.
Gang, like, the paper, no features, but that ain't like, all right, bet. A legend. Like, this how all the young rappers coming up in the game. I say, this is my exact word.
I wanted to get to the outer body. I was having an outer body experience.
Boy, there's an assholes out here. I got the new Cartier watch, this and that. You feel me? I'm about to sit in and roll up. You feel me? I'm like, all right, bet. I'm not about to pay for no feature or nothing like that.
So they had him just babbling in the car with a Capricorn sun, just sitting there like, They lucky they paying me some bread for this shit, because this motherfucker is just babbling. Right. Like I don't know Angela's the rest of the chart, but I know she had Capricorn sun. You know, that's why she be having that stale face. That's why she just be having that serious ass set. Capricorn sun, you got that Saturn influence on your sun and your rising. When they put their serious face on there, you feel that shit. They ain't gotta say nothing. You feel that shit. You feel the seriousness of that shit. So but yeah, so that was just a little browse through when he had his interview. He had his interview with her. You know, people got funny clips of that shit up too. And when I go back and look at some current transits, I believe this happened. Let me see. This happened just a few ago. Yeah, just a few ago on the 20th. You know. So we just go back. Let's just see where the moon was at on the 20th. Let's just rewind and see where the moon was at on the 20th. All right. I'm pretty much sure it's the first. I'm pretty much sure the moon was squaring or opposing its sun and moon. Like, I'm pretty much sure on a day like that, I don't think the moon was in your favor. So let's jump backwards to what day? What I said, the 20th. Make sure it happened on the 20th. 20 suspects fled. This article, maybe this article is posted. Make sure. Quando around 10:37 a.m. Yeah. Man, it was like an out of body experience. I'm mad I couldn't find that part. But yeah, so 8:20. 8:20. Ain't trying to hear them shit. You need them views, right? So the 20th. Moon was in Gemini. The moon was in Gemini. He a Gemini moon. So that'll be funny if he had instincts. You know, the moon is dealing with intuition. It'd be funny if he had instincts to not even. And Gemini dealing with traveling, movement, but local movement. And where did this happen? This happened. That's going to be important. Videos clearly. Okay, let's move it over here. Okay, I need to know where it happened. Yeah, caught in the middle with deadly shooting. I seen a clip with him yelling when he came out of the car. His friends on Black USB, West Hollywood. Okay, so it was in West Hollywood. This is where the videos come up. Yeah, so the moon was in Gemini. He's a Gemini moon. Probably had a strong instinct to not fuck with whatever they was fucking with that day. He had to have caught it. He a Gemini moon. So something probably felt fishy in the air. But you know, Gemini energy just have an influence on siblings. That was like his brother. And Mars is in Gemini. Mars entered Gemini that day. That's crazy. Mars entered Gemini that day. And what was the moon aspecting? So the moon was squaring Neptune. So the moon had two squares and okay, so square Neptune and Mercury. Yep. So yeah, that was definitely a day to move cautious. And it's funny because I would have said, the moon is in Gemini here, Gemini moon. So yeah, that in consideration, that is a lucky day. From a lucky day perspective, how about breaking down with the moon just being in favor with you? Okay. But you always have to take other things into account. So and a lot of the time I'm just dibbling and dabbling with different things with the energies of the day of and his personal energies. But a lot of the time, this is really just could be a lot of built up karma from shit he done created. You feel me? It could just be a lot of built up karma for that, for real, for real. So, okay, but it makes a whole lot of sense. He Aries, Sun, Moon, and Gemini. All right, it makes a lot of sense. He need to slow down his communication. He need to slow it down, and he need to allow his Sun and Aries persona to stop being so prideful, trying to look tough. The Sun and Aries, like looking like they're playing defense. And ever since that situation, all the blogs, the hip hop industry or something has been saying, where Quando, why he been hiding this and the third, he's scary. When you do that to an Aries Sun, it's almost like, it's almost you're trying to push them to act out, and they have to be conscious and understand how to play chess. So he got to understand how to play chess. I could see him being a little bit too prideful to make it look like, he can move how he want to move, that nothing's phasing him, with that prideful Sun. And then he's a Gemini moon. So if he don't have anybody wise in his circle, he's going to be considering the thoughts of whatever the fuck people around him are thinking. Gemini moons are intelligent people, but they can get clouded judgment depending on the relationships and the people around them, because they're going to consider all the thoughts and ideas that's put into their space. All right. Especially if it's of somebody that they really fuck with. So that's something that's important with dog. Okay. Now jumping on who I had next on the list. Okay. This is who I had next on the list. This is who I got next on the list. Okay. Britney Griner. What was in the air for her to get caught up with everything that's caught up? What energies does she have? Okay. I was definitely curious of everything going on. And come on, YouTube, give me a short video. Give me a short video.
New this morning, Russia says it is now.
There we go. I was definitely curious about her energies with this whole situation. And I know a lot of times celebrities are used in situations to send messages or to run certain programs, especially with the whole Russia shit going on. So she could be used as a puppet right now. She can be getting used as a puppet right now just to intensify the agenda with things with Russia and Ukraine and America's relationship and potential war and blah 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 motherfucking blah blah. So she could be using a puppet in that situation, but at the end of the day, she just based on certain alignment, she may have fell into a certain situation. It's just a time that she made the wrong decisions to be used as a puppet. It's not like she's in the room and she's signing a paper like, okay, I'm gonna be used as a puppet, so I'm gonna go through this. You're gonna pay me this much. Nah, sometimes you just motherfucking you got caught up. You feel me? So let's just
now willing to discuss a prisoner exchange with the U.S.
For those who haven't
this comes less than 24 hours after a court near Moscow.
So for those who are unaware of the situation, Britney Griner, she's a all-star WNBA player, professional basketball player, and she basically, got caught up traveling overseas and within Russia, and she got caught with vape pens with THC, and they gave her a 9 to 10 year sentence or some shit like that, like a long ass sentence, 9-year sentence. She's been locked up since the top of this year. You feel me? So she's gonna get some time served, but for the most part, she's probably not gonna most likely do that whole 9. But yeah, it was a whole outrage because it's like that's such a extreme, sentence for motherfucking THC. And then you got some people say, hey, you should have knew better. You should have knew better. So, matter of fact, let me just let this play because I'm going to jump into the transits on the day she got sentenced.
Go sentenced WNBA superstar Britney Griner to 9 years behind bars for having cannabis oil, a small amount, in her luggage. Joining us now is someone who knows exactly what Griner is facing right now, one of the few people, Trevor Reed. He returned to the United States in April after being imprisoned in Russia for almost 3 years. Trevor, thanks for being with us this morning.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Were you at all surprised by this sentence when you heard the amount of time?
No, absolutely not. I was expecting them to give her, the maximum or close to the maximum, which is what they did.
Does it feel like what happened to you?
Who the fuck is you? Who is this nigga talking about he expected that shit? Damn.
You?
Yeah, absolutely. So for Britney's, classification of crime, which actually I don't think should even be under that classification, but they have, I believe it's 0 to 10 years, and they gave her 9. So people in Russia who are convicted and sentenced under that article in the Russian Federation usually receive about a year, 2 years maybe. 9 is unheard of. I never saw that the entire time I was there. And as well as in my case, I received 9, and that was actually the largest sentence ever handed down for that criminal article in Russia ever. So, yeah, I wasn't surprised by that.
So, look, everything's intense about it. Everything's intense. The nigga just said for those type of offenses in Russia, motherfuckers get about a 1 year. They gave her 9. So I feel like, the media is utilizing this situation to intensify, the fear tactics and trying to bring in the reality of this relationship of friction between America, Ukraine, this, and that, third. Like, all right, let's bring a motherfucking black celebrity in, boom, boom, boom. Let's create this situation. Let's make it look real drastic. Let's create some points of views. Okay. Then when I look at the date she got sentenced, it was August 4th. When we look at August 4th, okay, we're going to start there before we jump to her energies. We're going to start there. All right. So, when we look at August 4th, the moon is in Scorpio. Okay. Let's bring up her energies. Britney Griner. Hopefully they have her ascendant. You should have Britney ascendant. You should have that. You should blood clot have that. Oh, they don't got the ascendant. Damn. All right, guys. So for one, okay, so the moon is in Scorpio. That's the day, that's the transit we're dealing with, the sun in Leo, moon in Scorpio transit. So things in the dark coming to light, Scorpio energy, sun in Leo transit energy. Things in the dark coming to light, decisions being taken placed on things that was happening in the dark, or things that were closed off, private. And this was around this right here, this energy right here, that it's Mars and Taurus conjunction energy. So she got sentenced right after the peak, which was what? It looked like 2 to 3 days after the peak of that conjunction. Okay. I said things in society would be displayed dealing with either changes within society, things dealing with government, obviously, earth signs, things dealing with business, government, foundation. But Uranus can deal with Uranus can deal with unpredictable, blown out of proportion like energies. Okay, so that could have been intensified, especially with the moon being in Scorpio and the moon opposing all of these energies that day. It wasn't let me see, this is what time? This is 8:35 p.m. So it didn't start OD opposing them, but throughout this moon and Scorpio transit, it was opposing these energies. So it's just funny to me she got sentenced around this time. Like I said, guys, celebrities are always being used. Always being used. All right. Now, when we jump into Britney's energies, she a super Libra. So she wants super freak. Super freak. Super freak. No, she a super Libra. Super Libra. She a super Libra. So she a Libra sun, Libra moon, Mercury in Libra, Venus in Libra. So she got sun and moon in Libra, and she got the Venus in home in Libra. We don't have her ascendant. But with all that being said, she is a North Node in Aquarius, all right? She is a North Node in Aquarius. Aquarius, Saturn rules. So whenever we got Saturn in the mix, we're dealing with confinement, restriction, okay? And with the North Node in Aquarius, sometimes there's always going to be some struggles or some things to work through with the North Node. Yeah, we know there's going to be a main theme premise of what's going to bring the expansion, okay? There's going to be a main premise or main theme when it comes into what should I share? Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a main premise when it comes into what is it we're gonna be expanding on and experience. But yeah, North Node is always gonna bring natural struggles in the sign it's in. So with North Node in a Saturn ruled sign, she's naturally gonna deal with struggles dealing with some form of refinement. And then on top of that is like, Saturn we know Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius right now, and then Pluto is conjunct her North Node right now, especially around that time. Yeah, this was the 4th. Yep, because I'm going back and forth from tabs. So the tab that y'all see right now is Britney Griner's chart, but I'm also going back looking at the just the influences of today's transits. So yeah, she got the Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius in the side of her North Node. So having to be more damn near having to be resilient within times of restriction, especially dealing with external forces. Aquarius, external force, the outside realm. Aquarius also rules, Aquarius ruled by Uranus. You know what else Uranus rules? Airports, airplanes, more so so traveling in the sense of utilizing an airplane or whatnot. So just having the sign of her North Node, having the North Node in there, and then it being a Saturn retrograde within the time. So you see, this is a big Saturn retrograde thing right there. That may have played a big part with her manifesting that situation. Because like I said, this whole Saturn retrograde, since Saturn been retrograde is about to go direct, is all about us being more disciplined, more restricted, more realistic when it comes into the house. We have Aquarius, and she has it retrograde. Her North Node is there, so that creates a lot. That's just a strong potential for karma altogether. Saturn retrograde in the sign you have the North Node, and it's in the Saturn ruled sign. So you got to know to move sharp around that time, especially if not everybody know Aquarius rules things dealing with airplanes and airports, but damn. That was not a time for her to be lackadaisical with that. And then Pluto's retrograde, at the late degrees of Capricorn, right, conjunct her early degree North Node. So that area may have been real stimulated, and she's learning to persevere through, a form of restriction right now. And she has all these heavy Libra energies right here, and they're all squaring what? Saturn. So this is something that you have to understand in the chart. When you about stelliums, this is something I usually probably don't say a lot when I talk about stelliums. You know, we already know if you have 3 or more planets in a sign or a house, that's a lot of energy, right? That's a lot of energy. It's a very active, it's a very active area of your life. The house that you have the stellium in, soulful connection. What's going on? I don't know if you still up in here. What's going on, baby? But if you got, what's the name? If you got a stellium, the house that it's in is, we know that house is gonna be very active, very stimulating, and in the sign that it's in, that energy, you're gonna deal with that energy a lot in your life, whether it's the way you push it out, how you receive it through others, through your environment, through your job, through school, blah blah blah. And you have to understand, okay, that house is active, but when it comes into the houses that house squares, all right, you're still in the building. When it comes to the houses that house square, or the planets that house square, you got to think about it. Look at Britney Griner. So let's jump to her chart. So Saturn, 19 degrees in Capricorn. So she just experienced her Saturn return. She's fresh off her Saturn return. That's another thing. How you do things, how you move with authority, or within the matrix, or within society. These things are to be analyzed more fresh off of a Saturn return. You just went through 3 years of understanding how to restructure your personal your personal reality. So fresh off the Saturn return, it ain't no time for no nonsense. Starting your 30s, it ain't no time for no nonsense, man. You just came out your 20s. Got to be a different sense of wisdom that you're moving with. All right. So just to say all of that, shit. Yeah, just to say all of that. Shit. When we look at the stelliums, she got the moon, sun, Mercury, Venus all together, right? So if a planet in her chart is squaring these energies, that's a lot of friction. That if Saturn is squaring all of them, that's mad planets that's going against her ability to deal with reality, to deal with restriction, to deal with structure, to deal with building career, because she has it in Capricorn. So Saturn is naturally home in Capricorn. So that shows that brought past life influences of something that you developed through a sense of patience and building, and you acquired some influences of understanding how to build over time and understanding the physical realm. That shows some of that in your karmic in your experiences having Saturn Saturn in Capricorn. But with power come responsibility. With gifts come responsibility. So with her Saturn in Capricorn, and then her having all these Libra energies together squaring Saturn, she deals with so many relations. See, I don't have this alignment, but I have something similar. So like, I have a Libra stellium and I have a Capricorn stellium, and they square each other. All right. So my sun in Libra squares my moon in Capricorn. So when you got these two signs, Capricorn dealing with order, structure, cardinal earth, being more invested in dealing with reality, dealing with making sense out of things. But then you got Libra that deal with relationships. A lot of the times, Britney Griner, she's going to naturally deal with so many situations with her Libra influences, relationships, who she's connected to, what she desires to connect to, what she likes to connect to, how she thinks about connecting, what she wants to connect to. All these influences in Libra always clash with her discipline, always clash with her ability to be serious or realistic about, her foundation in life, or how may think, or career pursuits, all those Saturn and Capricorn like influences, right? So it's just a constant battle for her Saturn dealing with that Libra stellium. But that's the only thing it's squaring. So she has to be very conscious of her relationships. So I'm just you know, all these strong Saturn influences, man, all these strong Saturn influences. What was going on around this time too? So she been locked up since the top of the month. So we see those energies around the Aquarius, Capricorn, right? The node. So we know, right? Pluto transiting Pluto's harmonizing, not harmonizing. Well, yeah, you can say harmonizing, but it's still intense. It's still like we still dealing with malefics around her node in Aquarius. We know that trickles into airplanes, right? Then we have Sun was in Leo. She is a Mars in Gemini, so she experiencing her Gemini return right now. She experiencing that right now. But Mars was in this Taurus. We were dealing with that Taurus conjunction around that time. I didn't even pick up that this happened right during the Mars conjunction. I didn't even pick up on that. I didn't even pick up on that around that time. I knew examples of restriction was going to be displayed in some type of shape or form. And I really want to pull up. I really want to go on YouTube and pull up my live stream around that time about this conjunction, saying I think things are going to happen with airport and traveling. But actually, she just got sentenced this day. It's not like it happened. It's not like she got locked up that day. She just got sentenced this day. But still deal with them airplanes in some type of shape or form. All right. So she had Venus in Cancer squaring those planets. Yep, Venus in Cancer was squaring all her shit. Should have stayed home or left it home. She had Venus squaring those energies, all her Libra stellium. And then, you know, her Jupiter in Aries, man. Jupiter in Aries, with all her Libra influences, Jupiter in Aries is pushing a lot of strong Libra influences to be more wise about your individual decisions, about decisions you make on your own right now. This has a lot to do with this. So I'm gonna pick up on her node once again. I believe celebrities, they're used to be in positions a lot of the time, right? I believe they're used to be puppets, or they may not even realize it or know. But whether they know it or not, they be used. So, you know, the way I look at this situation, the way she may have fell into a position to be used, she got them energies aligning with the North Node. So being more wise about how she move and connect. But like I said, you know, Libra's got to be on point with Jupiter in Aries, because Libras can put a lot of their they could confide in people around them to make decisions for things. So if Jupiter is in Aries and we're experiencing trusting our intuition on an individual level, trusting our individual knowledge and wisdom from our personal experiences besides what other people may have experienced, you know, Libra energy right now just has to be on point as to how they're able to make decisions on their own. And sometimes that may be something that makes a Libra feel uncomfortable making individual decisions because they're a relationship sign. It brings more comfort or more confirmation to at least relate the idea or what they want to do with a loved one, with a best friend, right? Somebody that they fuck with, just to pick their mind or whatnot, you know, just to hear somebody's opinion or critique on something. So with Jupiter in Aries, this is just a time right now, Libras. And in my head, I knew she was a Libra sun, but damn, y'all ain't know she had that whole motherfucking stellium. So is that much more friction coming from, you know, Jupiter, her having to be more wise, you know, about how she conducts how she separates individual decisions, you know, from relationship circumstances. And that's a hard thing to do when you have a 4-planet Libra stellium and Jupiter in Aries across from you. Okay. But I figured there would at least be one significant energy hitting her Libra placements. And it's not just well, the Saturn is in her personal natal. I wish they had a time so I could go more in depth on the houses, but from a transit perspective, that Jupiter in Aries was tough. That's significant right there. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's what we got going on there. And then I wanted to talk about Andrew Tate. All right. He's an influencer, whatnot, on social media. Well, I can't even say an influencer. He's a lot of things. He's the number one most Googled person in the world right now. So that lets you know how quote unquote popular he is right now. But I'm gonna dive into it tomorrow because we've been on for 2.5 hours. All right, so I'm gonna open up the stream with more energies and more current events or whatnot or other things we could get into. The top of the month, happy first of the month to everybody. Happy solar return to all my Virgos. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna make a list of things that we're gonna jump into tomorrow, including these Andrew Tate energies. See what influences he got. He has some very unique. He's a very unique individual, and there's a lot of things surrounding him at the moment. So I'm gonna just try to make this more of a consistent thing with us looking over these energies together. Y'all giving y'all input on what y'all think with some of these influences with the people that we look at and what's going on. All right, y'all. So it was love chopping it up with y'all tonight, like it always is. Okay, I appreciate y'all dropping a like or whatnot, sending some love. Appreciate y'all, building with the kid, hanging with the kid, connecting with the kid, and all that. I hope everybody has been enjoying the new phase since the new moon in Virgo. All right, happy first once again. Hope everybody enjoying the start to their weekend. And I will be in touch, family. Peace.